Chip on your shoulder, sweat and dirt on your hands. Machines in slumber start to lumber outside. Head for a number, see the colors collide. Search safest sanctuary, dropping them dollars on you, thank you very much. By the way, no refunds, back into the boneyard, badlands we run. I saw a siren singing, shifting through the shots, a ringing, frying, burning, guts a stinging, bringing you the pain. Come on down and join the party tonight. We ain't the kind to turn away from a fight. Chips on the shoulder, sweat and dirt on our hands, 'cause we're breaking down the borders as we light up the land, yeah.
You ain't a skag, are you?
Old TK's Jack is just a derelict shell. Ain't nothing left now but his notes and the smell. He used to watch over the fire and the stone. Fan fiction told me that he died all alone. Splash, bang, so corrosive, don't get close if it's explosive. Flash, gang, caustic crew, simmer and smoke in electric blue. Hiss goes to radio, vicious, malicious, a voice we know. Soon to reap the seeds you sow, bringing you the pain. Come on down and join the party tonight. We ain't the kind to turn away from a fight. Chips on the shoulder, sweat and dirt on our hands, 'cause we're breaking down the borders as we light up the land, yeah.
Come on, drink out your ride. You know they say better to die with the wheel crash and burn than die when you're not in your car. I hate you, claptrap.
Come on down and join the party tonight. We ain't the kind to turn away from a fight. Chips on the shoulder, sweat and dirt on our hands, 'cause we're breaking down the borders as we light up the land, yeah. Screwball, psychopathic mental, unhinged and berserk. Blue ball, get a temperamental, I tweak and I jerk. Slingshot personality, don't stretch me too far. You might wake up screaming in the trunk of my car. Loosen up my screws, time to light my fuse. I'm going on a rampage, mayhem disarray. I'm going on a rampage, so you best get out my way. Get out my way. You heard me. Excuse me a minute, mister, say that's a nice truck. Speed freak whipping up a twister, I don't give a sickened up my herd and now I'm ready to cull. I might just do a square dance on the back of your skull. Loosen up my screws, time to light my fuse. I'm going on a rampage, mayhem disarray. I'm going on a rampage, so you best get out my way. I'm going on a rampage, mayhem disarray. I'm going on a rampage, so you best get out my way. Oh, get loose. Woo. Come on now, loosen up them screws.
Hey everybody.
Hi.
We're here for more No More Heroes and engineering disasters and just general incompetence.
Oh boy, we got some shit.
We got some stuff for you today. It's gonna be interesting.
And
Very interesting.
I finally get to tell Bird all about it.
Yeah, she's been very excited about the stuff she's gonna get to tell me about today.
Because I make sure I never tell her before this.
Yeah. Kayla does not tell me a thing about what we're gonna be doing before we get into it. So, but it should be an enjoyable experience.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm all about this. I have 10 pages of notes. I have pictures to go with it. Everythlything's great.
You excited?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad you're
Yes.
excited.
Damn, look
I need to justify.
Holy fuck, Dax!
Oh God!
What the shit, man?
Why?
Fucking hell, dude. Thank you very, very... Holy shit, thank you so much. Edge. Good God.
Edge.
Also, did you say hole of fuck?
I don't know.
Or fuck hole of God or something?
I don't know what I said.
Hole of fuck God, I think is
I
what
think I
you
tried
said.
to say holy fuck, but then I got stopped.
Holy shit, Dex. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Dax is
for
the
that
best.
tip. Holy fucking shit.
Dax is the best. Everybody get on his level.
God damn. Alright, wow, that just kind of stopped me right in my tracks. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I noticed.
Fucking hell. Thank you so much, Dax. God damn.
Don't you start crying on me.
I'm not. I'm just taken by surprise. That's all. Like, holy shit. Okay, yeah, so today, more of Suda 5-1, more of me flailing about with a sword like a dumbass, and more of Kayla telling us about other dumbasses in history, and the rampage and destruction that they rain down by being dumbasses, essentially.
I mean, yeah.
Fucking hell. Alright.
You okay? Do
No,
you
yeah.
need some time to cool down after that gushy orgasm?
Maybe, yeah. I do get very sensitive afterwards.
I don't provide aftercare.
Call Ashley. That's okay, Ashley's off today, so she'll probably come hang out in chat or something. Probably, possibly, I don't know. Anyway.
Ask her to.
Anyway.
Ask her to support you.
Well, she's probably sleeping right now.
So? I'd be sleeping too.
Rather than hanging out with me? No, stop. Never mind.
I'm weighing my options.
Anyway,
Kitty!
yeah, Kitty. Hello. Here you go.
Kitty. Hi, AJ. Kitty.
This is cute little kitty.
Oh.
Okay, so why don't you alright, so what kind of fun stuff
Okay.
do you have for us today?
Okay.
to talk about?
I got 3 stories today, and you can pick which one we do first.
Okay.
So one is called The Crash at Crush.
Oh, I like that. It's very like, similarities. I like it.
Another one is called the Los Alfaques Beach Disaster.
Okay. Are sharks involved?
No, but it's the one I told you about where that guy didn't need to do a test because they thought 20 years of driving was good enough.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So there's that one.
Okay.
And the last one I researched is the Sampoong department store disaster in Seoul, South Korea.
Oh, man. So it's like I have an option of like a really awesome bit of literary irony, you know, like a little bit of literary parallels and shit. I've got an option of a driver who maybe should have taken some hazardous training courses, or I have an opportunity to dunk on South Korea.
Yeah, so where do you want to start our journey? In Texas, in Spain, or in South Korea? I love how I classify Texas like it's a country.
Like it's Texans would like for to be a country unto themselves.
I mean,
And then they got their wish whenever a whole bunch of snow fell, and it was like, okay, here you go. And it was like, oh shit, people are dying.
I was about to say, here's your sovereign citizen status. Do with it what you will.
Yeah, it's like, all right, here's what it's like being a sovereign citizen. Enjoy. And it was like, oh fuck, this really sucks. And I don't. Let me be clear. I don't say that as in, oh, the people there deserved what happened. They did not deserve what happened.
No.
It was just it was a touch of cruel irony, the way that, you know, this whole time their state government had been trying to like break away from federal government as much as possible. Here was the time to be like, all right, show us how it's done, and they failed miserably, like we all knew they were.
Yeah,
gonna
them
do.
trying to break away short of saying the word secede.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think our state said that at one point.
Every state has said it at one point, is the thing.
Yeah.
So, you know. Anyway, I guess let's start with Texas. Let's start with Sandy Cheek's hometown. So she can show up and be like, don't you dare take the name of Texas in vain!
Correct. Hold on.
Kayla is deep-throating a Kit Kat right now, so it's just gonna take her a minute.
Listen,
She's deep-throating a Kit Kat, and I've got a little bowl of sour gummy worms.
listen,
So.
I got my 5-year relationship anniversary coming up. I need to practice.
You know what? Fair enough.
Okay. The Crash at Crush, September 15th, 1896.
Oh, we going back in time.
We go way back in time.
All right, 1896. So, let's see what's going on. 1896. We're not quite up on the First World War, but we're
about 50 years away from the First World War. Like, First World War was like mid-1920s.
Oh, yeah.
Like late 1920s, early 1930s.
Well, you said 1896, so
So
we're
yeah,
a couple of decades away from the First World War. But, you know, we're all getting a little antsy for another big conflict.
yeah. I mean, we just got off of the Civil War and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure Texas-American War was happening.
Texas is just basically being shit.
Yeah.
It's what they do. So we're coming off the Civil War, is what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, all right.
And
to set the scene.
railroad-
To set the scene, we finally realized that, maybe black people deserve to like not be enslaved, but also we haven't quite internalized that concept yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dex, I know that. I think it was like Einstein or something. He said, I don't know what we'll use for fighting in World War III, but in World War IV, it will be sticks and stones.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Texas.
Okay. So, I have made snarky notes the entire time I've been doing all my research, so I'm gonna interject some sassy bullshit.
Okay.
My first note is, we got a fucking controlled train crash as entertainment.
Okay, so like this is an intentional train crash.
Uh-huh.
But not like whenever I do it, where it's really humorous and also ultimately nobody's hurt.
I mean, it was meant to be that nobody's hurt.
Yeah, but it doesn't successfully do a train wreck. Like I can successfully do. Like I can successfully do a train wreck.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Give me a second.
Oh, sorry. Kayla's still deep throating that Kit Kat.
I got half of the bar left. Shut up. Okay. So, controlled train crashes had actually been a thing for a while, especially during the railroad boom of the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Okay.
'Cause I
what
mean-
did they just like is recycling just not catching on just yet or something?
Not really, because the biggest thing with these controlled railroad crashes is that they would use the trains that they were retiring, and they just wanted to get rid of them. So you know what? They didn't have Netflix back then. This was the only form of entertainment most people would have besides, you know, dying from tuberculosis.
Hell, we got Netflix nowadays and people still love watching like things wreck, so, you know.
I mean, people are here listening to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you calling me a train wreck? Because first off, how dare you say things that are entirely true?
I was about to say, you're a non-gendered train wreck.
Anyway, continue.
Okay, so this was all conceived by the Missouri-Kansas-Texas Railroad, which is formerly known as Katy.
Okay.
Because it's just easier to say.
Nothing good ever comes from Katie's, I believe is the...
I had some best friends named Katie.
Yeah, like, as I said that, I was like, that's not true. I know a lot of lovely women named Katie.
So I'm going to be referring to them as Katie from now on because that's easier.
Okay.
So, this railroad was making its way through Texas.
Making its way downtown, walking fast, faces past it, it's homebound. Na-na-na-na-na-na! Sorry.
I'm going to be happy when you get that DMCA strike.
Wow!
So, it was making its way through Texas to form a connection between Dallas and Houston.
Okay.
So, they basically created this town of Crush. And Crush only existed for a single day.
Holy shit! That almost tells me everything that I need to know.
I literally
right
put
then
a note in here that says, as a piece of foreshadowing, Crush was a town that only existed for one day.
My god, that is some epic level foreshadowing. Like, if I wrote that into a story, people would be like, that's a little too on the nose, dude.
Yep. So around this time with railroad expansion, trains typically used a 30-ton steam engine in order to, you know, propel them, make them go vroom.
Make move? Yeah.
Make go
move.
vroom. But at this time, they were now starting to replace them with 60-ton steam engines. Because, you know, double horsepower or whatever, I don't know how things work.
More horses.
More horses! So there was a big stockpile being created of the 30-ton engines, and that was starting to build up a little bit.
Am I just not doing this correctly?
I don't know, Bird, aren't you supposed to be good at getting pussy?
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
So, again, there's a stockpile of the 30-ton engines just piling up.
Okay.
So people were deciding, hey, why don't we just fucking crash them as a form of entertainment? We're not gonna do anything with them.
They literally were just like, hey, let's play Hot Wheels with the fucking trains.
They used it as advertising and as entertainment.
What are we advertising?
The railroad!
Hey, look at the railroad. We can crash.
Yes! That was legitimately...
What the fuck?
And it was effective as hell.
So they, like, okay, but, okay, so, like...
We're not even into the meat of it. No,
So, like, we're just smashing things together. Okay, like, but at least nowadays, whenever they crash cars, it makes sense. They're demonstrating the safety features. And I remember, especially in the 90s, that used to be a big thing. They would well, even now, like, they show...
I was about to say, we have crash test dummies used in car commercials all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, I mean, it was a little bit bigger in the 90s, though.
Yeah, it was.
Because the crash test dummies had, like, names and personalities, and they had kids.
Is there a point here?
Yes, there is a point, but the point was we were doing that to show off safety features.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because, hey, come and look at us crash.
Well,
Was this to show off safety features, or was it just, hey, come watch us crash?
hey, come watch us crash.
Holy fucking shit. Alright, continue.
Yeah, people obviously want to hear more from me.
Okay, fine. Tell them more.
So, a general passenger agent from the Katy agency, i.e., not a goddamn engineer, just someone
This is usually how these stories go bad.
someone who was a general passenger agent. His name was William Crush. And he basically asked, hey, why don't we crash two trains we're not using for shits and giggles?
And then everybody went, you mean the thing that we're already doing? Yeah, thanks, Crush. Go the fuck
that
home.
railroad wasn't doing that at that time, but other railroads were.
Okay.
For example, some obsolete trains were being left along the Dallas-Houston route as they were replacing the engines and everything.
Right.
So they basically decided that, we're gonna do what happened earlier that year on May 30th.
Mm-hmm.
There was a controlled train crash by the Columbus and Hockey Valley Railroad in Buckeye Park, Ohio.
Okay.
We're gonna copy Ohio is basically what they were doing.
That is never a good thing to... Don't copy Ohio! Ohio doesn't want to be Ohio!
So these obsolete...
Sorry to my Ohio fans. Y'all are cool, but, you know, your state's boring as fuck.
these obsolete trains were being left along the Dallas-Houston route as they were literally laying down the railroad.
Okay.
Sorry, getting the Irish to lay down the railroad.
Getting the Irish and the Chinese slaves.
Exactly.
So lay down. Let's be completely realistic about this. The Irish, the Chinese slaves, and also the still dehumanizing black people and treating them basically as slaves. Let's all just be upfront about everything.
Yes.
The black people who were free in name only, good one.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is Texas.
Yeah, like,
Black people are not free there.
yeah, it's like that dumbass with the fucking weird beard and the top hat may say that you're all free, but, you know.
Who's gonna fucking enforce it?
Basically, yeah. Like you to meet my buddy Jim Crow. He's got some opinions about this.
Yeah, basically. So anyway, the controlled crash that happened earlier in Ohio, it was met as an opening day spectacle for Buckeye Park, which was owned by the railroad.
Okay.
And it was used to try and get tourists from Columbus to take weekend excursions to the park.
Okay.
No admission was charged, but they made their money charging tickets for people to take the trains to and from the park where the crash happened.
Okay.
So they didn't charge admission, they just charged you to take you to the site.
Right. So, okay. The site where you could, like, watch the crash, or the site after the crash?
Site where you can watch the crash.
Okay,
They will take you to the nearest train station. You can go there, you can watch the crash, and they'll take you right back.
I kind of like that little bit of sort of like getting around, basically saying, yeah, we're gonna make you pay to watch us recycle our products. Instead of that, it's no, we'll make you pay.
Recycling, that's cute.
It's like, we'll make you pay to go to watch us recycle our products.
Basically. So, William Crush wanted a similar show for the Katy Railroad to advertise for potential passengers.
Okay.
You know, because I want to be assured that I would die instantly in one of these trains if they crashed head-on into another one.
I mean, after talking about the that one incident last week where the train set on fire and everybody, like, slowly burned to death, yeah, I probably actually would want some reassurance that I'm gonna die instantly if I end up crashing in a plane crash, in a train crash.
Fair. That is fair. So, Crush's proposal was approved, and he was given full control of the project.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So they gave the non-engineer full control over the engineering.
They gave the passenger agent full control.
Over the engineering thing.
Well, he decided, you know what, I'm gonna be extra. I'm gonna make this into a goddamn spectacle.
That's usually what, yeah, that shit. You know, it's kind of funny. I am literally listening to a train wreck play out, and it is about a train wreck that is going to play out.
Don't worry. But wait, there's more. So, they decided to copy Ohio's homework. They made the event...
Copy but slightly change it.
They made the event free of charge, and they instead charged for round-trip tickets from anywhere in Texas for people to come see the event.
Okay.
Because the Katy Railroad Company, that was the main one running through Texas at the time. And they charged about $2 a ticket, which adjusted for modern day is about $61.46.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would totally pay $60 to watch grown-ass adults ram two fucking trains together. I'd totally pay $60 for that.
The only reason that it's sold to me is because it's a round-trip ticket. Like, that's there and back.
Yeah. I would, I can't even pretend that I wouldn't pay for that.
I 100% would.
Yeah.
So, they went all out for this shit.
Okay.
For this town of Crush that was only going to exist for a single day.
Was it the plan for it to only exist for a single day, or was that just a little bit of serendipity in the whole situation?
A little column A, a little column B.
Okay, alright. It was kind of like, okay, we'll see how this first one goes. If we don't get much attention, then we'll just be like, aha, we only meant to do it once. Aha, limited time only tickets. But if it's successful, then it's, aha, we meant to do that, and now come and watch it again and again and again. Basically,
because William Crush, God, he is a goddamn diva throughout this whole thing. So,
Oh, cool. So we get to deal with the 1890s version of Jeffree Star. Fantastic.
Yes.
I'm super
I am
happy
not
about
even
this.
fucking.
I bet that he was just about as racist as Jeffree Star is.
Oh, honey.
That's not allegedly. He's on camera, by the way.
Oh, yeah, he is 100% on camera.
And he's not a Twitch streamer, so this isn't against terms of service for me to say any of this.
So, William, he went all out for this shit.
Excellent.
He had 2 water wells constructed at the site for the visitors. The Ringling Brothers, who run the most, at the time, the major, circus company of the United States, the Ringling Brothers, they erected a circus tent for the show where restaurants were put in. William had them bring in a grandstand that he could stand on, 2 speakers, a platform for the reporters, 2 telegraph offices, and a special built train depot that proclaimed the new town as Crush, Texas.
The sad thing is, all I can think is, at least he provided them water. Because all I can think about is those Olympics, the ones that were in, Missouri, I think? Or somewhere. Anyway, St. Louis. Yeah, the St. Louis Olympics where they didn't give them water for the marathon. So now just...
It was for science!
Anyway. That was all I could think about, and I was thinking, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Jeffree Star wouldn't give his fan. I'm gonna call this guy Jeffree Star. I know his name's William Crush, but his name is Jeffree Star now.
The town of Star, Texas.
Oh God, he would totally do some shit like that. Somebody give Jeffree Star 2 fucking trains and watch him turn it into a whole thing.
Well, he's gonna be busy painting them pink and bedazzling them first.
As long as he crashes them, I kind of don't care. I just want to see it.
You're gonna care whenever those sequins are flying at you at 50 miles an hour.
I didn't say I was going.
I want to watch a live stream of it.
Yeah, I want to watch a live stream.
Watch the camera
I want to
cut
watch
out.
a live stream of Jeffree Star, intentionally causing a massive train wreck, and then causing another train wreck by, I don't know, saying a bunch of racial slurs or something.
I was about to say, isn't that his career?
Yeah, but this time it'll be an intentional train wreck. Anyway, continue.
So midway, God, I don't know how this word's pronounced. Pleasance? Some company, brought in stuff like lemonade stands, carnival games, medicine shows.
I actually kind of love how this was gonna be a whole, they were really banking on
cigar
this turning
vendors.
They were really banking on turning it into Ohio right now.
Cigar vendors and various, sideshows. They wanted to make this into a goddamn spectacle.
But the fact that we're talking about this as an engineering disaster instead of thinking, oh wow, look at all this thought and planning and organization that went into this, all I can think is, wow, look at all these bodies! Held up her finger
But wait, there's more. So,
God damn it.
So aside from the main railroad that was going through,
oh God damn it,
they had, the Irish and Chinese slaves. They had them make a 4-mile separate section of rail constructed alongside the railroad, and that's where they were gonna put the trains that were gonna crash, and it gave no chance of a runaway train ending up on the main line. So if for some reason one train just bounced off the other, it couldn't hop the tracks and be on the main line and go hit one of their profitable engines.
That's almost good forward thinking, if not for the fact that I know that this is going to turn out to be an absolute fucking disaster.
Yeah.
That would almost be good forward thinking skills.
So the company decided to use 2 35 short-ton decommissioned Baldwin engines, numbers 999 and number 1001.
What 1000 just didn't make the cut, huh?
I guess not.
I imagine getting passed over for your older brother. Or actually younger brother in this case. Imagine getting passed over for your younger brother.
They were so what this means is they were diverting 2 retiring locomotives off the main track to put them on this 4-mile separate piece just to crash them into each other.
Okay.
So everyone else legitimately did try to go for safety. It was ultimately for nothing, but they tried.
You get a gold star for trying.
The day before, railroad officials, i.e. actual engineers who did this shit for a living and had to calculate this shit, they staged a speed test to predict a point of collision. So that they could give ample warning to the photographers who were going to capture the whole thing, as well as be able to go ahead and predict when it's going to happen to better handle the crowd, because everyone's got to lose their shit.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So the Katy engineers told Crush everything was safe.
Okay. So we're at a state where right now, as far as we can predict, everything is going to go smoothly.
Yes, he was specifically told that the boilers in the steam engines were designed to resist ruptures and were unlikely to explode.
Okay. But...
Make a note that I'm mentioning that.
Okay, unlikely to explode. Got
And
it.
the couplers used to link the cars on the train. If you've ever played Walking Dead Season 1, you know what I'm talking about. They were considered unreliable. So it was decided to chain the cars together instead.
Right, because
To
you don't
stop
want
them from falling
yeah.
apart during impact.
Yeah, because you don't want a car disconnecting from the rest of the train and still having all that forward momentum and, like, hurling into the crowd or some shit.
I was about to say, yeah, that shit's jumping the tracks and just hitting a small child that's already dealing with working in the coal mines.
Yeah, it's already like, I work in the coal mines. It's like 1980s. There's racism everywhere.
1980s?
Sorry, the 1890s. I mean, 1980s, there was still racism everywhere. I wasn't wrong, though.
I was gonna say, it's the 2020s, there's still racism everywhere.
It's the 1890s. I'm working in the coal mine. There's racism everywhere. I'm probably gonna die before I turn 30.
So, we're still on the safety notes. Crush wanted the general public at a minimum of 200 yards away,
Right.
but the press was able to be 100 yards away.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, y'all
You
got
know,
insurance.
press are notoriously bulletproof from criticism, so I assume that the same principle here should apply.
Oh, yeah. This is like, I got a
Okay.
camera, nothing's gonna touch me.
To their credit, they hired about 200 constables, and they quickly built a small jail nearby, I assume to hold any people trying to become a TikTok star and causing trouble.
Right. Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville.
I mean, say anything you want about Jackass, everyone there was consenting and knew the risks.
Yeah.
So they expected a crowd about 20 to 25,000 people. About 30 to 50,000 ended up
Oh, shit.
showing up.
Oh, shit. We're popular.
So, you know, a lot more people came because they had nothing to fucking do. It's 1896. It's either this or inhale asbestos while children drink away the coal mine PTSD. I'm proud of that.
I love you so much.
I am quite lovable.
Okay.
So the crash itself.
All right. We're getting to the good shit.
So shit was actually delayed for about an hour.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Because the crowd didn't want to stand 200 yards away, and, you know, the police couldn't shoot everyone back then.
I mean, they could, but, you know, these were a lot of white people, so...
Well, it was 1896, so... I assume a lot of batons more than guns.
Yeah.
Around 5 p.m., the two trains pulling about 6 cars each were loaded with railroad ties. Basically, so they don't have as much momentum, they gotta be weighed down a bit. Otherwise, an empty car is a lot easier and more likely to fly off the track than one that's weighed down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they slowly met in the middle of the track for photo ops.
Like a little kiss. Give it a little kiss.
Gotta get their best angle before they get nice and fucked up.
Makes sense. I like to get my best angle before I get fucked up. It's like taking the before shot before you get, like, when you're, like, before you take your first shot of the night of a pub crawl, you know?
Yeah. So in the tragedy topics, I've included a picture of what I'm talking about right at this moment.
That is on our Discord, which you can find the link to by typing !Discord in the chat right now. Please join our Discord. It's where all the cool people hang out.
Anyway, so the trains were freshly painted.
Ooh.
They were made to look brand new even though they were years old and gonna be fucking crushed. One was painted red with green trim, and the other was painted green with red trim. They're gonna match.
Oh my god! Twinsies!
Twinsies! Gotta look good before we're crushed into oblivion.
Makes sense.
So they were then pulled about a mile apart, because
Okay.
that's a safe distance for them to build up enough speed to hit each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, William Crush, atop a white horse,
Oh god!
in his Sunday best,
Oh, God.
wearing a fucking 10-gallon ass hat.
Oh god!
I assume it was bedazzled with jewels from, again, the children in the coal mines.
Oh my god!
So,
And his buddy Shane Dawson beside him.
yes. So, he signaled the main event to begin by throwing his hat up in the air to signal the trains to go.
You know, I know this is gonna turn out to be some shit. And that Jeffree Star is gonna be the reason why this is gonna turn out to be some shit. But I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of admire the showmanship.
Yeah, I mean, he was like, girl, this is my show.
You know, I have
The
to.
trains are the backdrop of my show.
I do have to kind of admire it, not gonna lie. Anyway.
So, engineers and crew were on the train, you know, to start up the engines, and they opened up the steam in the boilers to their prearranged settings. They planned some of this shit out. They legitimately did. They were trying to do as best they could.
Okay.
So, they rode for 4 turns of the drive wheels, which basically means it went chugga chugga choo choo 4 times,
Okay.
and then they yeeted themselves off the trains.
Makes sense, makes sense. Get your ass out of there before it goes boom.
So the trains got up to about 45 miles an hour by the time they met in, I assume, the most destructive meet cute ever documented.
Hey Becky, let me smash. Let me smash, please. Let me smash. They came at each other like, swiggity swooty. Okay.
So, you know, crowd was looking, they were enjoying it. And a whole bunch of people in the crowd, especially the ones who were a lot closer to the crash than they really, really should have been, they are, like, quoted in articles as hearing a couple of large explosions right before the crash happened. This is because both boilers in each train blew up.
But they weren't supposed to do that.
No, they weren't.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So, you know, the train crash wasn't exactly what fucked everything up. It was the boilers exploding and the aftermath of that.
Makes sense.
Wood, steel, iron, lots of pieces from each train just rained from the explosive force. It's basically like the trains were made into hand grenades. So lots of shrapnel, blown hundreds of feet in the air, fire, I assume a lot of splinters going out.
It's like what should have happened in the Team Fortress 2 commercial for the soldier, where he takes the two grenades, like, and then he hurt him on a boat, and then he beat the he starts banging them together, and everybody else like screams and runs away.
Yeah. So the crowd lost their shit.
Because there was an explosion, or because like lost their shit as in, oh shit, this is so cool, or lost their shit as in, oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
They were running around like chickens with their head cut off because, again, debris was flowing like birds in the air before they fell like my hopes and dreams to beat the ground in just a hard thwack.
Fucking hate these stupid missions. Yeah, okay.
Only 2 people ended up dying.
Wow, that is genuinely shocking.
And only 6 were seriously injured.
What the fuck?
But I'll tell you about one of them who died.
Yeah, please tell me.
So, one of them who died was a teenager named Ernest Darnall. He was up in a tree trying to see the whole show. He was killed when a heavy hook from the end of a chain launched by the blast ended up hitting him right between the eyes and split his skull open.
Holy fuck.
The only, like, good thing is that he died instantly.
And also, like, that's a metal as fuck way to die, you gotta admit.
Yeah, but I imagine it wasn't really good for all the women in their petticoats that had to see this teenage boy fall from a tree with a hook embedded in his face.
I mean, you know,
Yes.
with enough melanin in his skin, they wouldn't have cared.
So Jarvis Dean of Waco, he lost an eye to a flying bolt because he was less than 100 feet from the track.
Why was he so close to the track?
Because he was a photographer.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Glide and fall.
Glide and falling. I like that.
So the train...
It's just like, we're all just terrible people.
You know what? We could say this with over a century's distance from the...
Nah, too soon. Hashtag never forget.
I mean, we did the same fucking thing with Titanic.
Hashtag never forget.
Anyway, the trains were reduced to smoking scraps of kindled wood and fractured metal. You know, I assume the people here were like, I came here for a nice train crash, and instead I get 2 giant-ass bombs going off and killing some people.
Came out here to have a good time, and I'm honestly feeling so attacked right now.
They didn't even make it to World War I before they got some harsh PTSD.
Yeah.
So, aftermath. So, word quickly spread, and William Crush was immediately fired from the Katy Railroad.
Wow, in an incident? Okay.
Wait, there's more!
Okay.
He was hired back the next day because the publicity wasn't as negative as the railroad thought it was going to be. It was actually a lot of positive press. He stayed with the company until he retired, meaning he had over 60 years of working there after he caused 2 deaths.
Wow. I'm guessing that probably someone in the press corps like wrote that hook, line, and falling line.
Probably. Alright, I got another picture in the Discord of the immediate aftermath. So, lawsuits were filed, of course, including, you know, one by the poor man who lost his eye. Jarvis Dean, he lost his eye. He actually got $10,000, which inflates to about $309,600.
Yeah, my eye is totally worth $309,000.
But you're a photographer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It didn't say whether it was his dominant eye, though. Anyway, families filed lawsuits, and they got like about $200 each.
Wow.
And lifetime rail passes to the Katy Railroad.
That's almost like whenever you like get really bad service at a restaurant, so they're just like, oh, your next meal's on us. It's like, I just ate your shitty food and told you how much it's shitty, and now you'd be like, oh, we'll get some more shitty food for free.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I said, the Katy Railroad, they actually got a lot of, you know, notoriety because this became an international story. And they benefited enormously. Their sales went way up.
You know, I would be like, man, people were stupid back then, but I'm also like, that would totally happen nowadays, too.
People still go on cruises.
Yeah.
So, railroad companies, they were still doing a lot more controlled crashes for years to come. Even after this bullshit. In 1976, the Texas Historical Commission put up a historical marker, number 5,315, a few miles from the site in West Texas, as again, the city of Crush only existed for that single day.
Okay.
And I am putting a picture of the memorial image in the Discord. So, what's another... Okay, so a tragedy happens.
Mm-hmm.
Think of a tragedy today. What is one thing that you imagine would happen when it concerns, like, you know, celebrities or people of notoriety trying to show their support?
They all get on TikTok and they sing Imagine.
You are dangerously close.
They all get together and they sing one of those, like, We Are the World, or they sang the, what was it called? Let It Be. They get together and sing Let It Be, and then Chumbawamba does a fantastic parody of Let It Be, where it's like, which, guys, if y'all have never heard the Chumbawamba version of Let It Be, please go and listen to that shit after this stream, because it's fucking amazing. It's like this manufactured sympathy drowning in hypocrisy, smiles to clinch the deals to boost the sales. It's so fucking good.
So, a ragtime composer named Scott Joplin composed a piano piece called The Great Crush Collision March. It was dedicated to the Katy Railroad, and it was copyrighted October 15th, 1896, a month after this happened. Fucking too soon, my dude.
Wow.
This bop actually included instructions on how to replicate the sounds of a train crash through playing techniques, specific notes, and dynamics in the music.
Wow, so they're just like... It's like... Wow, I don't even know what it's like.
And I have included a link to a YouTube video of that song, again, in the Discord. So that is the Crash at Crush. What did we learn?
Everything named Katie is automatically evil, and Jeffree Star will kill people while being incredibly racist.
I mean, we already kind of knew that, didn't we?
Yeah, but you know.
It's not learning if you already know it.
I feel like it's more of a, we have, what's it called? Affirmed it. We have affirmed something that we all already suspected.
Yeah,
and
I
now
can see
all
that.
I know is that I want to watch Jeffree Star design a train and paint it pink and bedazzle it, and then watch it be smashed against another train. But, like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, but, like, I don't want him to know that it's gonna be... I don't want him to know that it's gonna be the piece of shit that we're gonna wreck. I want him to think that it's actually gonna be, like, used, you know? And then, like, invite him to the maiden voyage of it, and then they just ram it into a wall and just watch him, like, be sad about it.
Yeah.
And I want Shane Dawson to be there, too. Mainly just so I can punch Shane Dawson in the face.
He would have a train car attached to it that's supposed to look like a pig.
Yeah. And allegedly, humps cat tongues. Allegedly. Is it allegedly if he himself said that it happened?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm tired of them.
I know.
Anyway. So, do you want to go to Spain or do you want to go to South Korea?
Let's go to Spain next.
Okay. So, we are now going to talk about the Los Alfaques, I assume that's how it's pronounced, beach disaster. This was July 11th, 1987.
Alright, so we're a little bit far. We are like 100 years into the future now.
Yeah,
and we have learned jack fucking shit in that amount of time.
Pretty much, yeah. So we're going to Spain for a big tanker explosion. Are you excited?
Okay, but can I ask one more thing really quick about the Texas shit?
Sure.
Did they ever, like, explain why the boilers exploded?
They weren't properly secured because they used two decommissioned trains that have been sitting for months, if not years.
And they didn't think to, like, check the welding on that shit?
No.
Wow.
They were gonna crash it anyway. They didn't think it was gonna matter.
But, like, this, like, really relied on that whole engineering, precision. That good old engineering
It's the 1890s. The definition of engineering precision is you look at it and you eyeball it. And
Yeah,
you're
but
like,
I'm just
yeah,
like-
it's still there.
But, like, I'm just surprised that they had gone to all the trouble of all this calculating and, like, testing and all that shit. But at no point did anyone go, hey, we should check the welds on the boiler since it's, like, super important that those boilers do not explode.
Again, I chalk it up to just a thing of being like, well, they're gonna crash anyway, so we don't really care. It doesn't matter too much because we don't think they're gonna explode. Because he was assured they weren't gonna explode.
Okay. You know, fair. But I do feel like the other lesson that we need to take away from this is always check your welding.
Okay.
Which is honestly kind of a good lesson in general that we should always take from everything. Always check your welds.
Yeah, Carpet Cruiser says welding tech was extremely rudimentary until the 1940s, and I believe that.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I love the name Carpet Cruiser. Because, like...
Yes!
You could,
bitch.
like... Okay, I just feel like... Okay, but listen, hear me out. Carpet Cruiser sounds like the name of a carpet cleaning company.
Oh, I watch those videos.
That is run by lesbians.
Yes.
So like it's like a double entendre type of thing, you know?
Yes. Also, hi DJ. Well, lesson of the day, according to Daxifer, sorry. If someone says it's good, you fucking triple check that stuff.
Yeah, like honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of, maybe it's just the way that I am, but I just don't take one person saying, yeah, it's good as, like, verification.
Okay, so the progression of these stories, so in Texas, it's a thing of, okay, they were reassured it was gonna be fine, and he was more concerned with his image. That's how that shit happened.
Which is really concerning considering that this is the first I've heard of this. He spent like, what, months planning this?
Oh, he was going all fucking out on
right,
this shit.
and I'm sitting here going, do you want to like double check those welds? And like, I literally have just...
He had to make sure his white horse was white enough for him. He didn't want it to get stuck down by the Jim Crow laws.
Oh my god.
Hi, Bungie. So anyway, this disaster is concerning the incompetency of other people trying to be lazy.
Trying? It sounds like they succeeded. If it was a disaster, it sounds like they succeeded.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So, again, we're going to Spain for a big tanker explosion. A truck...
I feel like we come back here a few times.
Yeah.
Spain. I just feel like we should get some frequent flyer miles for how many times we come to Spain for these moments.
I'm not getting in a fucking plane right now.
That's fair. That is fair.
So, a truck carrying a Pegaso brand tractor unit and a Freuhof semi-trailer tanker were traveling on the N340 National Road rather than the A7 motorway.
I know this math problem. So then if the other train leaves Chicago...
They were avoiding the A7 motorway because they didn't want to pay the toll fees on their way to Barcelona, which was their ultimate end destination.
Mm-hmm.
So this truck it had been loaded at the state-owned Petrol refinery with 25.87 tons of propylene, which is basically roided up gasoline.
It's like the propane with the propane accessories.
Yes.
Okay. Was it sold? But important question: was it sold to them by Hank Hill?
This is Spain.
Then it was not. Otherwise, the engineering disaster that we are about to hear about would have never taken place because Hank Hill would have never permitted propane to be used in such a blasphemous manner.
So again, this truck had been loaded with 25.87 tons.
Just completely sidestepping
yes.
my very astute observations of the situation.
It was loaded with 25.87 tons, which is 4 tons more than the maximum design load of 19.35 tons.
What were they just like trying to... Is this the typical, we gotta save time?
No, it's a thing of in Petrol where they would just overload the trucks as they were paid off by the company that owned the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
So they were... It's basically loaded up with a little bit more so we can move some more stuff.
Yeah, so like... It's like for the same reasons why they make the drivers just like take no sleep and
yes.
drive through the night instead of stopping and getting proper rest.
Yes.
See you later, Goodwin. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Later, Goodwin. I will hopefully have my writing prompt done by this afternoon. But wait, there's more.
Alright, Billy Mays.
The N340 National Road was a lot narrower than the A7. And it was also very windy.
Windy roads and massive trucks typically do not mix very well.
Yeah, and it also took the driver through a lot of populated areas.
That also typically does not mix very well.
Yeah, Rose, they basically wanted to be cheap as hell. And another way of being cheap as hell is you give the drivers even more unsafe conditions. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but when you're driving these big-ass trucks, you normally want to take the highway and not go through towns or populated areas, because there's a higher chance of crashing, because people are stupid and don't know how to handle driving on roads with trucks. Mm-hmm. And the highways, they at least have the 2 lanes, so if something were to happen, the driver is able to easily get over into the other lane to try and avoid disaster.
Right, and highways also tend to be very, like, straight shots.
Yes.
Basically, every time that a big semi-truck takes a turn, and this is an entirely scientific fact, by the way, their chances of crashing and causing, like, a Final Destination-style horrific chain of events that kills a lot of people, every time they take one turn, the chances of that increase by, like, 78,000%. That is science right there.
Yep.
Actively proven in a scientific lab with scientists.
So basically what we're saying is, when you're on the road, on top of watching for motorcycle drivers, you watch for big rigs.
And you get the fuck away from them.
You get the fuck away from both of them.
Yeah, get the fuck away from them. Don't ever get stuck beside of a big rig. I'm not even joking.
No.
Next opponent is a witch. She lives in this abandoned place called Speed City.
A witch.
Travis? Don't die, okay?
Plus also there's like top heaviness.
Yep.
And like
Wind.
it's like a big, yeah.
Wind fucks up those big rigs.
I've watched big rigs just like get mowed over by gusts of wind.
Oh yeah, so especially whenever I was in college and in late high school, I had to drive down to South Carolina a number of times to go see my mom. The shit I have seen trucks go through terrifies me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see the mirrors, they can't see you. And they will mow you the fuck over.
I always heard that you need to be able to see the driver in the mirror.
Kind of.
I mean, that's kind of always the rule that I followed, like, to give myself an extra amount of safety. Like, if you can't see the driver, he can't see you.
Yeah.
That wasn't sexism, by the way. It's usually a male driver.
Well, they usually only hire men because, men can just pee in bottles instead of having to pull over.
We have funnels nowadays for the women to be able to do that.
Company's not going to pay for it.
Yeah, I know, but, like, you can get them really cheap.
Yeah, I know, you have one.
Yeah, and it works. It's it's actually really convenient.
But they're still mainly going to hire men.
No, yeah, that's true.
Men don't have periods.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, if they pay for a uterus removal, then women don't have periods either.
I'm pretty sure that's not included on company insurance. I mean, we work for a Fortune 500 company, and I'm pretty sure that's not included in our insurance.
I'm gonna ask them if they will let me remove my uterus. I'm going to ask the company that I work for, like, will you pay for me to get...
Do not phrase it like that.
Will you pay for me to get my uterus ripped out?
There you go. That's how you phrase it.
Will you pay for them to, like, rip my uterus out?
Yep. So anyway, so the big point of that is, Kitty!
Kitty's like, I'm coming too. I want to see the witch.
I'm probably gonna take Shadow on a walk later.
But then they will give you the talk about having kids. I mean, I will just be like, stop trying to impose your ideas on what my gender identity is.
Yeah.
Boom.
So
Periods actually do give me massive dysphoria, so, you know, fuck off.
I mean, you're sitting beside someone who started theirs today. So, I mean,
Yeah, but, like, does it give you dysphoria?
it fucks me up.
Yeah, but that's just, like, it's unpleasant. Does it, like, make you feel like like, everything's just wrong?
I always feel like that.
I am not phrasing it properly.
Anyway, don't take a big rig up a big windy mountain road.
Yeah.
Which, again, I also had to take a lot whenever my parents got divorced.
Yeah. Divorce sucks, is what we're saying.
It's
I mean,
not-
granted, sometimes it's necessary, but it also does suck.
It was very necessary, but it sucks whenever you're the only child living at the house during the divorce.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Not your fault. Anyway, so on top of this poor decision making on where to take a big rig overloaded with roided up propane, it was summer.
And propane accessories.
Yeah. It was summer in Spain.
So, like, a lot of people are on the roads?
No, it brought the pavement up to about 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, yeah, the kind of, like, where you can crack an egg on the pavement and watch it cook.
Yeah, where, like, there's a real possibility of the rubber from your tires melting off.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess that's a little bit more pressing than the cracking an egg. I mean, the cracking an egg on a sidewalk is still pretty cool, but, you know.
I've done it.
Yeah.
We did it in science class in college one day. Because we had...
You alright?
Excuse me. We were already outside launching these fireworks that we had made in our forensic science class because it was the end of the year. And we already took our exam early.
Mm-hmm.
So for our exam period, we were setting off these fireworks and it was really hot.
Mm-hmm.
So our teacher who had...
Hot as in temperature wise, not that setting off fireworks made her horny.
Also, yes.
Let's clarify that.
Our teacher who had her like little kids with her kid was talking about being hungry, so someone went back to the science lab that wasn't too far away, and they got this metal plate that we had been running like experiments on before. They washed it and they brought it outside, and then they went back to their dorm, got a carton of eggs and a spatula and paper plates,
That's funny.
and we just had eggs in the middle of the football field.
That's pretty funny. I know that one of my friends was on the high school football team, and it was like really hot one summer. Like one summer is just ridiculous. North Carolina summers can get really hot.
Yes, very much so. Also, you are not fucking streaming with Minx.
Oh shit! Sorry, I'll fix that. Sorry, I didn't turn the multi-stream command off.
God damn it, Bert. I gotta remind you of everything.
You kind of do, yeah. Anyway, so like it was so hot that they cracked an egg on one of their football helmets, and it actually cooked on the football helmet. It was crazy.
Well, I mean, we had a steel, like, metal plate reflecting that sunlight. Those eggs cooked quickly.
Oh, I believe it.
So, on top of having really fucking hot pavement, it was also increasing pressure in the metal tank holding the propylene,
Propane and propane accessory.
It increased the
Super
pressure
propane.
in the tank.
Can we just call it the super propane?
Sure. We'll call it the super propane.
And it's which one is it? Things contract whenever they're cold and then expand whenever they're hot.
Yes. So this expanded the pressure in the metal tank to about 250 psi.
How much can the tank normally take?
170.
Oh, goody!
Yeah. So the actual accident itself, we're gonna immediately jump to this.
Right.
So, the Los Alfaques campsite was located at kilometer marker 159 on the N340 road. This was about 2 kilometers south of the nearby town of San Carlos de la Rapita.
Okay.
So, this is not that far from a town, not that far off the highway.
And also, we're on a windy road, and it's really fucking hot out, and we got the legendary super propane in our tank.
And, you know, think about it. You're at a campsite. What do people do at campsites?
Fire?
With what?
With fire? Grills? Propane?
Grills.
Oh, grills, propane, campfires for s'mores.
Grills, i.e. lots of propane and gas tanks. And also a whole bunch of cars, again with gas tanks.
So it's like a giant convention full of flammable. It's like a flaming convention, except
It's the first gay pride!
yeah, it's like this is the first gay pride.
Everything's flaming!
Yeah, like it's that's kind of holy shit.
Yeah, but seriously, I was only able to get one picture of this disaster because the rest of them featured dead bodies and no one else needs to see that.
A lot of dead people, huh?
You can look up the pictures on Google, there's plenty of them, but I only have one picture that I'm gonna put in the Discord that's just of wreckage rather than people. Okay. Alright. So at 2:35 p.m., the truck was moving past the campsite, and it's not 100% clear what happened. But the truck may have already had a leak on the trailer holding the liquid as it was traveling.
So it's also just like leaving behind a nice little trail of incredibly flammable liquid.
Yes. Maybe. Maybe.
This is like everything in place to be like a Wile E. Coyote style fuck up, you know?
Yeah.
This is the kind of shit that you see on a Roadrunner cartoon just before Wile E. Coyote's plan backfires on him, and he's just standing there and he's holding up. Did the driver right before the moment where everything went to shit, do you like hold up a sign that said "Oh no" or some shit like that?
No, but you know what he saw as he was passing by the campsite?
Children.
Besides that,
Propane.
no.
Hot chicks.
Probably.
Fires.
Probably. There was a discotheque not too far away.
Remind me what a discotheque is.
Do you seriously not?
Look, my brain. Yes,
A dance club.
Oh, okay. Oh, how the fuck? I'm a lesbian. We don't go to dance clubs. We sit at home and we read, and then we wonder why we don't have girlfriends.
God damn. Bungie, can you leave the West Texas fertilizer plant explosion in the Discord? I can do some research on it and do it one of these.
Fucking block, Travis Jesus, you useless piece of shit.
You're on a speeding bus.
Oh, I no wonder I don't have any fucking energy. No wonder I can't block a damn thing.
So the truck was passing by at 2:35 p.m. All witnesses agree that a loud bang as the truck approached the site happened, but it's debated whether it was the truck blowing a tire or whether it was the trailer hitting debris in the road, basically popping up and making a leak.
Okay.
So there was a boom. We just don't know what exactly the boom was. Either
Is
way,
Vegeta doing a big bang attack?
Either way, the truck ended up swerving and it hit a wall that separated the campsite from the roadside. And it overturned. Because, of course it fucking did.
Right. Because it's like, because whenever an engineering disaster begins, it's like the entire universe sort of steps in and just collectively goes, how can we make this worse?
It does the meme of, I'm about to ruin this whole man's career.
Basically, yeah.
So the leaking tanker had a cloud of this noxious propylene, the super propane.
The legendary super propane.
A noxious gas of that started entering the campsite and was carried by wind that was blowing.
Right.
And this wind carried it over to the nearby discotheque that was northeast of the site. This is a white cloud of gas. it got a lot of attention, so, you know, stupid people, they're gonna come by and see what's going on.
Right. Makes
So,
sense.
a lot of human candle wicks got in place.
Wow! Human candle wicks!
I mean, I'm not wrong.
Yeah, but like, those are people. Those are people, Kayla. I know that we've just been like making jokes about like I know that we were sitting here making jokes about a teenager getting hook, lined, and falling, but those were people, Kayla. Everyone shame Kayla. I want y'all to type in chat in all caps, shame.
So anyway.
Also, I do want to take a moment to remind everyone that we do have a sub goal. If we reach 50 subs, which we're actually at 19, but for some reason they're not counting the resubs. But if we make it to 50 subs, we will do a face cam stream with Subnautica. I will play Subnautica, and Kayla will be absolutely horrified, and it'll all be on face cam, and it'll be a fun time.
I'm terrified of the ocean.
Yeah, Kayla is like actually terrified of the ocean.
See, Izzy's like, I stand Kayla. Ha! I won't do anything racist or sexually assaulty to, you know, ruin that for you.
I feel like at some point we need to have a disaster discussion about, like, the nature of stan culture and why it makes a lot of these moments worse than they could be otherwise, you
Just
know?
watch a video by The Take. They explain it a lot better.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like people really want to know what my opinion on this is.
Do a podcast episode on your own goddamn time.
But this is my fucking channel, bitch.
So anyway,
just not even acknowledging that. Just like whatever.
the clouds seem to hit a spark or some kind of ignition. Don't know how
What,
the
the
fuck that
discotheque?
can happen. Yes, actually.
I guess because they're like.
It was the 1980s. People were still smoking
Yeah,
inside
I was
clubs.
about to say, yeah, they'd probably be smoking inside the club, or even just out. Even if they were one of those progressive, like, oh, smoke outside, it would still be, like, you know, that would still be the case.
So whenever it hit the spark inside the discotheque, it created this huge flash fire. And it traveled it traveled through the camp back to the tank, and the big boom happened whenever it ignited all the gas and the vapors inside the tank, and subsequently hit all the surrounding cars and grills and shit all around it. So, and again, it was summer, so the campsite had almost 1,000 people vacationing.
Oh,
there.
shit. Yeah, that's right. People, like, I continuously forget in COVID land that people actually like going and seeing people and shit. Like, before we got to this point, like, people actually liked, you know, going outside and congregating into big well, they still like it, but those people are fucking stupid.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people there were mainly like German and European tourists.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
And, you know, they're packed in there with trailers, cars, tents, all kinds of shit.
They're all just packed together like a bunch of matchsticks in a book. Like, you know when you see in like movies whenever they're like setting a place on fire intentionally, and so
Yeah.
they like light an entire book of matches basically.
Yep.
Don't forget that it being hot makes the potential for... Yeah, that's also true. All the wood is dry.
Yep.
And dry wood burns like crazy. Oh man, was this like another one of those, you know, like how in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, whenever somebody set a fire and then it just like blazed completely
Yep.
out of control because it was really dry because it's fucking Tennessee in the summertime?
Okay, so surprisingly, no. It was mainly just the big explosion.
I mean,
Make sure you go to the bathroom first,
yeah.
and when you are ready, step inside.
Also, a TV movie about the disaster was made in Germany.
Yep.
Funny idea. Things between you and I have not changed one bit. You are still a loser. Nothing can change that.
Okay, thanks. I was just starting to feel good about myself.
I wasn't.
There are legions of
Oh yeah, and somebody mentioned earlier in the chat that there was a male driver who caused like a massive wreck that killed a woman and her child because next to him was like a woman driving with a low-cut top and he was staring down her shirt. So he
I'm
was
not
distracted.
surprised that that happened.
118 for
Yeah.
the 10, you will die.
It even featured a gay couple because when they, like, they kissed each other and then they went boosh.
I mean, maybe it's part of Germany's reparations. That one took you a minute.
Was Germany asked to make reparations after World War II? I know they were.
They were asked after World War One.
Well, I was about to say I know they were after World War One. Was that also the case in World War II?
Yes.
Wow.
They had to do a lot of shit. They're still technically doing a bit of shit.
Huh. Oh, they both survived? Oh, well, good. We still pay France.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of makes sense. I was about to say, do you really have to pay? Do you have to be like, sorry for conquering whenever you kind of rolled over it?
No, it's more sorry for the Holocaust.
That's fair. No, the kitty! Don't you hurt the kitty!
If you hurt that goddamn kitty.
No, we gonna have a real problem. So we've got a
Dax,
giant...
they got blamed for World War One, even though they didn't really do much shit.
Yeah, they didn't really start it. That was like that just got really complicated. It was more just like a couple of little guys got into a beef with each other, and so the bigger guys were like, hey, they're aligned with us, so stop it. And then the other bigger guys went in and said, hey, you can't talk to my buddy like that. And then it like...
And then someone shot Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Well, no, the shooting happened first, and then that's whenever the little guys started getting into it with each other, and then it got really, really complicated.
So anyway, the blast and resulting fireball from this explosion burned at about 1,000 degrees Celsius, which for us stupid Americans, 1,830 degrees Fahrenheit.
Good Lord, that is hot. Let's get this cutscene out of the way, and then we can continue. Oh, there's kisses everywhere.
I like the aesthetic.
I know, right? The aesthetic of this game is just really good.
It is.
Stay back! This one's mine! So back off!
Okay.
Okay.
Kitty!
A cat? You frightened me for a second, kitty. Master!
Sorry. I knocked over the weight.
Oh. That's kind of like my thing, though. That makes no sense, Captain Planet. What the fuck? Yeah, the kitty's there just
I was
like...
about to say, I want the kitty to come over and lick our face.
He's like, I'm here too.
I don't fucking know, honey.
They never learn.
You are the third-ranked assassin? Bitch!
Oh, you're not a pretty woman, so I won't feel guilty for killing you.
You were saying, Sonny?
I asked if you were ranked third.
What? What'd you say?
I said, are you the third-ranked assassin, Granny?
What? Say that again. See, I'm kind of hard of hearing. I can't hear much these days.
Grandma?
Are you ranked third?
This time I heard you. Yeah, I am. Okay, there. It's complete. That's right. Don't you see?
Maybe she's hard of hearing because she's next to this really, really loud machine all the time.
They're killing you. Even if you had 9 lives, it wouldn't be enough. Oh, I just love losers who don't care for their own lives.
I wouldn't be that level of petty when I'm that old.
Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't at yesterday's Patreon stream, Izzy. I honestly just... I'm gonna be honest, I just kind of just didn't feel up to it. I'm gonna be totally upfront.
So anyway. The blast left a crater about 20 to 1.5, 20 by 1.5 meters, aka 65 by 5 feet.
Good lord.
Yeah.
That is...
So everything within 60 feet, including cars, trailers, and buildings, they were completely destroyed. And everything within 300 feet was charred all to hell.
Makes sense. Did anything, like, get vaporized?
Everything within 60 feet.
Jesus.
I just said that.
Oh.
Learn to fucking listen.
Well, I'm sorry. This bitch is firing loud shit right next to my ear.
Then lower your volume.
You know what? Why you gotta be like this?
Because I'm your little sister.
Fair enough.
So, this gutted over 90% of the main camping area with fire and debris. About
Jesus Christ.
the 4,300 square foot discotheque was completely just razed and killed everyone inside.
Oh, goody. So even if you were one of the people who's like, nah, I'm not going outside, fuck that shit, that's where the bugs are, you were still fucked.
Yep. Over 34 vehicles and 21 tents were just completely charred and burned. A restaurant nearby partially collapsed.
Good.
Mainly from
sweet.
the wave of the explosion.
Yeah, the concussive force of a blast like that is probably, like, insane.
Yeah, and the tanker truck actually ended up broken into about 3 pieces.
My God.
Yeah. So this shit instantly killed the driver and about 157 people nearby. Like, that's immediate death.
Alright, so 158 people dying, like, right away. Right out the gate.
Yeah. Because again, not only did the truck blow up, but nearby gas tanks from grills and cars exploded too.
It was a little bit of a perfect storm then.
Yep. Anyone who survived the initial blast was seen running around with their clothes and hair on fire, and they were hauling ass to the sea to try and, get rid of that shit.
Yeah?
So-
That's actually pretty smart, not gonna lie.
So, like, if you didn't die by the initial blast, you were getting 3rd degree burns minimum. If you were close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, you were getting the shit fucked out of you no matter what.
So, rescue and recovery.
I'm sorry, now I just have this image in my head of just especially because we were talking about, like, human candle wicks.
Yeah.
Now I'm just, like, now I can't get it out of my head, just like human matchsticks. Just everywhere.
These are people, Bird.
I know! I mean, human candle wicks do not burn nearly as nice as like, the candle wicks from Bed Bath & Beyond.
As someone who owns candles from Bed Bath & Beyond, yes, but the human candle wicks are gonna burn a lot longer because of the fat in the human body.
But we're supposed to be using that for, I thought we were supposed to be using that to make soap with.
No. We use it as substitute wax.
Wait, really?
If we're burning alive, yeah.
Oh. I thought you meant, like, I really thought for a second that you were trying to tell me that, like, Bed Bath & Beyond has, like, fucking actual human fat in their candles, which I was gonna be like...
They might, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, that's metal as fuck.
I mean, if they do that, I'm buying them. I'm just gonna be like, that's fucking cool.
As long as the humans are consenting?
Yes, as long as they are consenting.
Would you like to be a part of the Bed Bath & Beyond team?
I mean,
We just need your
I already want to donate my body after I die. Maybe?
What scent do you think they would make out of you?
I would ask them to make something with cinnamon out of me.
Like cinnamon...
Apple cinnamon.
Apple cinnamon? What would you call your scent? Apple turnover.
See you on the other cider.
Oh, that's good.
Yes!
I like that better. I like that better.
So that's my pitch for Bed Bath & Beyond. See you on the other cider.
It's the Kayla candle. Limited edition, limited time only, limited time of existence.
Yeah. So rescue and recovery.
Now I'm wondering, like, what my candle name would be.
Well,
like, what would my candle scent be? It'd probably be something a little bit, like, cleaner.
yeah, you would be... I wouldn't do, like, laundry stuff because you hate doing laundry. You would smell like grass clippings.
Yeah, I'd be like fresh cut grass.
Yeah. And your, scent name would be carpet cleaner. Oh, Izzy, I like that name, Butch Beauty.
Yeah. I could do that. I could do that. Like, or like, flannel cabin.
Your sword's dead, by the way.
I know. I'm trying to fix that.
So, for 45 minutes after the disaster, people who didn't immediately die were dragging out the wounded, using their own cars and vans to either pry, this burning molten debris off of them, or trying to transport them to hospitals.
Okay.
So,
I mean, that does still say a lot about the human spirit that after such a horrific event that immediately people are like, all right, let's save these other people.
yeah, locals were immediately, like, pitching in, using their cars to transport people to hospitals. Ambulances arrived about an hour later.
Okay.
Just taking their sweet ass time, I guess.
I mean, it is a camping site, you know?
Yeah, but still. It's right next to a, like, major road in the country.
Uh-huh.
So the Civil Guard, which is Spain's national law enforcement, and the armed forces showed up as well to start searching the camp for survivors, which took over 3 hours before the last wounded person was taken to the hospital.
Oh, fun.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, great.
So because this big-ass tanker exploded, it blocked part of the road. So,
Oh, no.
so the injured had to be divided into 2 groups. One was being taken to hospitals up north, one was being taken to hospitals south.
Okay.
The ones going north got adequate medical care at either the Amposta or the Tortosa hospital. And about 58 people were taken north to Francisco Franco Hospital in Barcelona. So, they got the better help going north.
Makes sense.
The ones who were sent south, about 82 of them, they were put in Lafe Hospital in Valencia. And in most cases, like, no medical steps, no medical care was taken on the ambulance rides over there.
Why? She's like, well, they're dying anyway, who cares?
Kind of.
Oh, fuck, I mean, I was joking.
It's kind of that, and it's also a thing of, like, it's the 1980s. They didn't have as much information on treating burn victims. Even now, burn units are fucked up. Like, the things we can do for burn victims, not a lot.
I'm an apprentice of the master.
Thunder Liu. He was a good man, and I hope one day you'll be as good as he was.
Count on it.
A little present for you. Farewell.
We ask for consent in this house.
Yeah, don't you just love how we have no problem killing her because she's an ugly girl?
Yep.
Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's some bullshit. So, a lot of people in the ambulances developed shock very clearly, very severe,
Yeah.
and they had no measurable blood pressure when arriving at hospitals.
Oh god, I'm pretty sure that's not good.
It's not.
Like, because like that's one of the reasons why you don't want a patient to go into shock, because like then their blood pressure gets too low, and your blood pressure is like your heart beating basically.
Yep.
And if you're in shock, your body is like shutting the fuck down. Your
Yep.
body is pulling a Gordon Ramsay, yelling, "Shut it down!"
You mean John Tapper?
Both
Congratulations.
cases.
You are officially ranked third.
Both of them shut things down.
Only 2 more to go.
It is really cool how they all die.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that, like, I'll take shit the fucking Zodiac Killer probably said for 500, Alex.
Yeah, I was about to say. So, most people had burns covering 90% of their bodies, and a hell of a lot of them died in the following days. Patients from France, Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands, again, there were a lot of people from Europe and foreign countries at the campsite. A lot of them were actually evacuated to their own countries for medical treatment in the following weeks.
The German ones were just like, if I can just hold out just long enough for them to get me to my own country, they will save me. I kind of went a little French there.
I was about to say, that is French.
Every time I want to do a French accent, it comes out German, and then every time I want to do a German accent, it comes out French. You ever have that problem?
I studied German, so no.
Oh, well, in that case, why did you say in German? Or if I could just make it to my home country, then they'll just, like, they'll fix me up immediately by, like, injecting me with aborted fetus tissue or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I joke, but, like, we really actually should be providing more funding for stem cell research.
I mean, we do use cells that were taken in the 1960s, and we're able to reproduce them.
Yeah, like, we really should be funding that a lot more than we are.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to debunk that idea that, I mean, yeah, some of our medical breakthroughs did come about as a result of you know, Nazi experimentation, but I sort of want to debunk the idea that it was all like, oh man, it was this terrible thing, but it was all of it provided to science, because some of that shit was basically, oh, if I stab one twin in the throat, the other twin does not feel the pain in their throat.
Mengele was a goddamn hack.
Yeah, Mengele was fucking insane. Like, can we call it what it was? Like, Mengele was fucking... Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy so much, you know?
Yeah.
Wasn't even a very good scientist. Dr. Mengele, I don't think you're even really a doctor.
I mean, he
Dr. Mengele exposed.
He
I don't think
kinda
this guy-
wasn't?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, Mengele exposed. I'm pretty sure you're not actually a doctor.
If you actually do want to learn a lot about Josef Mengele, you can listen to this either 3 or 5 part series from last podcast on the left.
Oh, they go into...
Oh, it's completely dedicated to him.
I mean, I like how because I know that last podcast on the left basically deals with serial killers, so I actually do like that they have a special on Mengele, because, you know, he is a fucking serial killer.
Yeah.
They're not funding stem cell research because the churches... Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of, like, the amount that religion is able to influence our politics...
Separation of church and state, my fucking fat ass.
Yeah, like, if churches are gonna be allowed to have this much fucking influence on our politics, then churches should pay taxes.
Yep.
And that's kind of been my argument. It's like, all right, new rule. If you want to say in how we do things around here politically, if you want to have a political voice in the system of politics that runs our country, you pay taxes.
Yep.
That's the I guess I'm gatekeeping, but that's the barrier to entry, is you must pay taxes. So like if churches start having more, if churches want to have influence over our political decisions and shit, then all churches will have to pay taxes. All of them. Every single church.
So over 300 people were wounded. and about 217 died after the disaster. Most of them were dying due to, you know, long-lasting burns and injuries from the blast.
So they were dying of. So the people who were burned up were dying from having burns.
Yes.
Wow. What? I kind of.
But Herman Cain did not die from COVID.
I got myself stuck in here.
Yes, you did.
I pulled an Austin Powers. You know, whenever you get stuck in the tiny little. There we go.
Do the K-turn.
The what?
Do you not know what a K-turn is?
I probably was told it was something. What turn are you talking about?
The turn that looks like a K.
Where you, like, go over toward one direction and then you come back, like, swing around really hard, and then you go straight down, like, the direction that you're turning to?
If it's more in a tight situation where you're, like, able to go into one corner, you back up, and you can't fully turn around, so you go into one corner a bit, you back up again, and then you're able to leave.
I was never for me, it was never called a K-turn. I was never actually, like, in Driver's Ed, they did not tell us about K-turns, they just told us about Y-turns.
I learned about 3-point turns.
Yeah.
Which is a Y turn.
I know.
Holy fuck, the dude's a ghost!
Okay.
They Star Wars'd it.
Palpatine?
Yeah, I know, just like, Palpatine?
So anyway.
Which church is it that doesn't allow?
The Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, I think they also don't allow,
They
don't allow organ donation.
Yeah, they don't allow anything to leave your body or for anything to be inserted into your body because they think your body is a pure temple that cannot be messed with or fucked with.
What's their policy on radiation treatment for cancer?
I don't know.
Because, like, those are your cancer cells and radiation. Like, okay, cancer cells. So, for those, cancer is basically what happens whenever your cells, like, get really, really, really horny and decide that they really want to start multiplying. It's whenever your cells join the quiverful.
You're talking about cancer and the
quiverful movement is cancer, alright? Fight me on this. So, basically, cancer is whenever your cells join the quiverful movement and get really horny and decide that they want to have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of babies.
I'm never gonna finish this story.
They want to have lots of babies, and then, so they start having lots of babies, but it's, like, way too many babies, and so it, like, starts creating tumors that fuck with your body, and that's where cancer comes from. Children. And now I'm just like, but for Jehovah's Witnesses, your body is a temple, so, like, the cancer is, like, part of your body's expression. It is the artistic choice of your body. So, technically, radiation therapy, which is basically... Radiation therapy is, like, basically pinpointing all those... It's like pinpointing the patriarch of the quiverful cells, because the other cells are just kind of doing their thing. It's pinpointing the patriarch of the quiverful cells and all of his little crotch goblins, and, like, shooting all of them to stop the quiverful movement by shooting the quiverful people. I'm definitely not making any suggestions on anything we should be doing in real life, by the way, Twitch. But basically, they, like, gun down the quiverful cells and try to leave the other cells alone. But you're basically killing cells, so by that logic, does that mean that Jehovah's Witnesses oppose radiation therapy?
So even though the event took place... Even though the event took place in Spain, only 4 Spaniards were part of the fatalities. Everyone else who died was from a foreign country.
Spain just outsourcing their disasters on this one. I kind of dig the logic, though. You know?
There was no DNA testing available, like, widespread available at the time in Spain, because it was the 1980s. A lot of the forensics were done by teams in the home countries of the tourists.
That makes sense. Did they also get Norway involved in there too? Because Norway just seems to love getting involved in other countries' like massive disasters. Please tell me Norway was involved in this.
I didn't see Norway pop up.
Ah. But who else is gonna show up and be like, you know, that you could have avoided this whole thing if you had socialized everything? If you had extreme socialized healthcare and all of your drugs were legal, you could have avoided this whole thing. And also, if you had 2% share in every single, 2% stake in every single share in the entire known universe.
So luckily all the victims were identified sooner or later. Mainly due to, again, the DNA testing done in the different countries, and also because families had to register at the campsites.
Why are you French again? According to Bird's accents, the U.S. is just an island floating on a sea of Frenchmen. I mean, I'm pretty convinced the U.S. is actually an island floating
Okay,
on a
I could give a good excuse for her. She learned French in high school.
I did actually learn French in high school and in college, and I remember absolutely fucking jack shit.
I remember
of any of
very
it.
little German to just spout off sentences. However, if I see it written down, I can usually get a good idea of what's going on.
Yeah, I can read it better than anything else.
Yeah.
French, I mean, not German.
And then you were disappointed that you didn't learn how to French somebody?
Oh, no. Well, I picked that one up in college, too. I also learned how to speak Australian. And by that, I mean I learned how to give a French kiss, but down under.
A French family of 4 were returned to France
Speaking of
some
the
years
French.
after compensation for the incident was settled. A family of 3 from Colombia were initially interred at the Tortosa Cemetery because they couldn't be identified. But even after they identified, they were never sent back to Colombia, and they're the only foreigners interred at that cemetery.
Why were they not sent back? Was it just like, was it too much work to go find a goddamn shovel?
I don't know, Bert. I didn't want to question if they didn't have any living relatives who weren't able to accept them and have them interred anywhere else.
I think that the Spaniards were just too lazy to grab a fucking shovel. It's like, look, we're too lazy to get the shovels. I'm very sore from what the fuck does Spain do? From bullfighting the other day. I'm still very sore from that, and we did have a dig it, but all the gas is gone because all the gas blew up in the fucking explosion. So, you know.
So afterwards, the trucking company, Cisternas Reunidas, accepted responsibility for the disaster.
Wow! That genuinely shocks me.
But wait. They said that the driver, 50-year-old Francisco Imbernan Villenia, was not encouraged to take the national road and instead made that decision on his own.
Oh shit, are they doing the thing that they do in gaming companies whenever you point out that crunch is incredibly abusive and also actually harms employee productivity? And they're like, well, no one had a gun to their heads.
Kind of.
It's like, yeah, no, nobody had a gun to their heads. No one was told that they had to work crunch periods. But here's the thing, when you're working as essentially a freelance contractor, which is how game developers work, you really want to get that next job. You want to be secure there's no job security. The only way to maintain job security is you got a brown nose and work really, really hard so that they will keep you.
Yeah.
May you find your overcard?
Yeah, blame the dead guy. I mean, makes sense. What's the dead guy gonna do?
But wait, there's more.
Gonna come back to life and, like, sue them or some shit?
Co-workers heard Francisco yelling on the phone for money for the tolls on the motorway. So he was trying to take the highway, but he wanted the company to give him money for the tolls.
Makes sense.
The company was not willing to, so he had to take the other road.
Right.
And there's even more. Francisco was not required to attend mandatory hazmat training for the company because they considered his 20 years of truck driving to be good enough.
No. I've been doing, like, we're all doing things that we've done all our lives that we're doing wrong. We're all shitting incorrectly. We are all pooping wrong. That is science that says that. Like, we should not poop in the sitting position because that crimps up our lower bowels. We should be shitting in the squat position.
Well, then get us a squatty potty.
I might.
Good.
Okay.
Fine.
Fantastic. But either
Right.
way, we've been pooping wrong for our entire lives. So the idea of, oh, well, you got like 20 years truck driving experience. Bitch, I got nearly 30 years of pooping experience. I'm still pooping wrong. A stool. Call it the stool.
And Petrol denied responsibility. They're the ones who...
The stool softener.
They're the ones who loaded up the super propane into the truck. They denied responsibility, saying the cargo was the responsibility of the driver, and that they didn't hear Francisco complain when they loaded him with 4 extra tons of material.
Of course he didn't complain! Why the fuck would he complain?
And it turns out, overfilling tanks was a common practice with this specific company. Yes, I have watched the puppet history on the Golden Stool. It is amazing.
I still need to watch that.
Bitch!
Look.
I'm looking at a bitch.
Look, I've been doing the weekend warrior shit, okay? I've been walking everywhere. I could probably listen. Well, no, but I don't want to listen to it because I want to see the video.
Then do your steps in place while you watch your big ass TV.
All right, well, fine then.
So anyway, an inquiry identified the truck had been severely overloaded and actually lacked an emergency pressure release valves that were designed to help prevent boiling liquid expanding into vapor and causing a fire whenever it exploded.
Oh, like sort of like that bridge from last week's discussion,
Yeah.
where because things weren't properly held together, that gap is part of what caused the problem.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, not nice, but you know.
The valves weren't mandatory to have after 1978 for some reason. And the truck had passed its previous inspection despite all of this bullshit.
Okay.
So no one was looking into it. No one deemed it a problem.
Great.
So the transit through populated areas by vehicles carrying dangerous cargo became prohibited in Spain, and they could only be, if they absolutely had to go through populated areas, they could only do it at night.
While everyone's sleeping in their beds. Like, let's make them all comfortable while we send them to a fiery hell.
Yeah, it's either you have to take the highways and motorways, or you can travel through a town at night.
I feel like that's okay. I feel like somebody thought that was a really good idea, but I'm also like sitting here like, no, I know it's when the roads are empty, but also all I can think is, okay, we're driving through these populated areas while everyone's in their beds. So
in 1982,
they'll be comfy while they burn to death.
I mean, I'd like to be comfy.
Yeah.
So in 1982, 4 employees of Enpetrol and 2 employees of Cisternas Reunidas were convicted of criminal negligence,
Okay.
being sentenced for 1 to 4 years.
Wow.
Over 200 people dead.
Yeah,
300 with lifelong burdens.
whenever we started off with, well, they did take responsibility, I was like, wow. And then it, like, this started, I was like, oh, okay, yep, alright, that checks.
They were actually later released after appeal, which led to their prison sentences either being reduced or suspended. They never served a day in jail.
Fuck that shit.
The companies paid about 13.23 million pounds as compensation.
Like, altogether?
Altogether. 6
How
months...
many is that in, like, normal money?
I don't know.
Oh.
So 6 months after this, the campsite was renovated and reopened, and it still runs to this day.
Oh, great. I'm telling you, man, people get on with things. You know?
Yeah.
People just like, they're just like, yeah, we know that there was a horrible thing that happened here, and it, like, vaporized an entire campsite full of innocent people, but,
A lot of children.
Yeah, with a lot of kids, but, you know,
People
you
get
just
on
gotta-
with it.
Yeah, you gotta move on. You can't. It's like whenever people are like, you can't let the threat of dying of COVID keep you from living. And by living, I mean going into massive crowds and making out with random people.
Coachella, man.
Yeah. Hashtag Coachella. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag, I don't know.
So what did we learn from this?
Spain is evil. And hates tourism.
You ever think that you might be racist against the Spaniards?
I mean, what are they gonna do? Fight a bull in anger? Yeah, okay, I was like, alright, well, however I may feel about Spaniards doesn't change the fact that there's that like, bullfighting is still a thing.
Yes, it is.
Which is a really horrific thing. And also, I feel like if the bull fucking wins the fight, you should let the bull live. The fact that the bull still dies, even if he wins the fight, is total fucking horseshit. You're making that poor little thing get a poor little thing. That thing would maul me and gore me to death in an instant. But the fact remains, you are putting that thing in this situation where it's fighting for its life. If it wins the fight, if it kills the matador, you should let the bull go. The bull should be like set out to pasture to make lots and lots of bull babies. You know?
I mean, cows?
Bull babies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you done?
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still haunted by footage that I saw in my Spanish class in middle school, where our teacher showed us footage of bullfighting in Spain.
yeah, it's fucking horrific.
Yes, it is. I remember the blood coating the bulls and all the sticks they had poking out trying to take it down.
Yeah, it's really fucking horrific. Like, bullfighting is awful. I mean, I will give credit to the fact that younger generations of Spaniards are actually actively campaigning to stop bullfighting.
Yeah. So is there anything else we learned besides Bird doesn't really like Spaniards, apparently?
It's not that I don't like Spaniards, it's just that, you know, I think that bullfighting is a shitty thing to do.
This story had nothing to do with bullfighting!
Yes, but I would just like to make it known that I think the bullfighting is a shitty thing to do.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, I guess the other thing that we've learned from this is, don't go camping. I feel like that's the lesson that we should take from this is don't go camping. And Hank Hill is a fucking liar. Because he probably would have, like, seen about this and been like, oh, this is a gross mischaracterization of the safety of propane, you know? And Kayla is just, like, continuously face-palming. Okay, fine, Caleb, what did we learn? What's the correct answer?
I don't know, I was waiting for a good answer from you.
I feel like the one about don't go camping is probably a pretty good answer.
That's the closest we're gonna get. Ah, God. Fuck.
I didn't do it.
Ah, God, my thighs. Ah!
Kayla did yard work yesterday, which she is not
literally
used to.
all I did was just kneel on the ground to clear out a rose bush flower bed. That's all I did, and my thighs and my ass hurt so much.
Yep, it's kind of funny.
The first horror story was the crash at Crush. The train crash.
Sponsored by Jeffree Star.
Sponsored by Jeffree Star.
Sponsored and MC'd by Jeffree Star. I mean, host pretty much had about as much flair and racism, so, you know.
I mean, he's riding a white horse and throwing up his hat to signal, "Go, my children!"
Crash into each other for my amusement.
Pretty much. Alright, the last one I have researched for today. The Sampoong department store in Seoul, South Korea. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm trying my best. This happened June 29th, 1995 at 5:52 p.m.
1955, you said?
1995.
Oh, so this is the most recent disaster.
Yeah, this was...
Out of all the three that you're going to be talking about.
Yeah, this was like 6 months before I was born.
Oh, neat.
And you know it's bad whenever we have a very specific time that it happened, 5:52 p.m.
Yeah. The only way it could get worse is if they were like in 28 seconds.
Yeah. So, this is a building collapse in South Korea. Buckle up.
Oh boy.
So, leading up to the 1988 Summer Olympics, Seoul did what a lot of cities do and needlessly started a development boom to make their city look better.
Because whenever the Olympics come around, what they like to do, and this happens in every single country, and this is why the Olympics are actually really, really awful, they will basically pick one of their in whatever city they're hosting the Olympics in, they will pick the poorest slum.
Yep.
Force the people living there out of their homes.
Yep.
And completely just demolish the place and build a gigantic fuck-off stadium they're only going to use one time, as well as a massive Olympic village that's only going to be used one time. At no point are these families offered any form of compensation. At no point are they, you know, given the opportunity to find new places to live or to find better job opportunities to afford better places to live. They are just displaced.
Oh, I thought you were gonna keep going.
No, they're just displaced. They are displaced, and whenever I went to London the summer before the London Olympics, and they like showed us the big stadium as if it was this amazing thing, and me and another student were like, so what was here before? It's like, oh, it was one of our urban areas, so one of the poor areas of the town. And, like, the tour guide got really uncomfortable because we were just like, so it was a bunch of poor people who lived here, and they were displaced.
See, you know...
And kicked out of their homes.
See, you know, I'm glad whenever I went to London in college, we just went to, like, you know, the Tower. We went to places that were already ancient. We went to where Charles Darwin lived. We didn't go to shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Okay, you know, athletes, you did absolutely work very, very hard, and I'm very, very happy for you, but but I feel like it's like saying, look, I can say that business practices of gaming companies are terrible, while simultaneously saying that the game developers are good, hardworking people.
Yeah.
Like, I can say both of those things.
Why can't they just use old stadiums they already built?
Because they gotta show off. It's a dick measuring contest.
So anyway, there was actually a previously instituted ban on international construction contractors, so all buildings were being made by South Korean companies.
Okay.
The germs! Yeah, they were literally avoiding that.
Germs!
Yep.
And like, well, who's gonna fucking take your job? It's just North Korea. They don't know how to build anything that's not in the shape of the Great Leader.
Sure.
Who... Is he dead? Like, what's the deal on that? Do we get an answer on that?
He's still
Yeah, like, did he ever show his face again?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, these companies typically built everything really quickly because, you know, they would have a lot of other projects assigned to them.
Assigned to them?
A shine! They get the shine in. And here we have the Stanley Hotel.
If you look very closely, you can see a whole bunch of Native American imagery that's meant to evoke the idea of manifest destiny and all that shit, but a lot of conspiracy theorists will see it as proof that Stanley Kubrick believes that the moon landing is faked. That is real. That is
an entire documentary about different conspiracy theories concerning that movie.
It is the most surreal shit I've ever seen in my life.
I don't even like The Shining that much.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
So, again, the companies were building everything really fucking quickly because they had to move from one project to the next. Really
they needed to make sure that their dick was nice and properly polished for whenever the foreigners came.
So the Sampoong group started construction on what would become the Sampoong department store in 1987. And they were building it over land that was once a landfill. I did not expect it to get you that bad.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I find that so fun. I thought for a have trained me. Whenever you start saying that used to be, my brain immediately filled in Indian burial ground, and then you went landfill, and I went, oh, that makes more sense. Okay, all right, sorry. Continue.
So originally, the building was going to be a residential apartment place with 4 floors, and it was going to be done by the Wusung Construction Company.
Okay.
But the plans were changed during construction by future chairman of the Sampoong Group Construction Division, Lee Jun.
Okay.
Get used to his name, Lee Jun.
Okay.
He wanted to make a large department store, and he changed the plans in the middle of construction.
I mean, what else says
Not
my
in the
dick is-
pre-planning stage whenever they were still putting the fucking building up.
I mean, what better way to say, haha, mine's bigger, than with good old-fashioned glorification of capitalism.
And funny you mentioned the mine's bigger than yours. So he wanted a whole bunch of support columns, and they were cut away to allow for installation of escalators, and they threw on a 5th floor.
Because they wanted to make sure they could squeeze in a 3rd Build-A-Bear workshop. They wanted to beat out the Mall of America or whatever, which is like, oh, it's a mall except it's bigger and it has more Build-A-Bears.
Yeah.
Cool.
John Oliver did it best.
Yeah, he did.
So the Wusung Company wouldn't carry out the changes of adding on this 5th floor and cutting away the support columns needed to keep the building up. So Lee Jun fired them all.
Wow!
And he ignored any warnings that they gave about compromising the structural integrity of the building.
He's like, I gotta show off to the Americans and the Russians, but and also like everybody else, but apparently we only ever really give a fuck about the Americans and the Russians.
You know what the best part of this is?
What?
It didn't complete construction until a year after the Olympics.
Wow, so like it was a complete waste of time in so many ways.
Yep. So he just continued the project with the Sampoong Group and completed the building in late 1989.
Okay.
And the department store opened to the public officially on July 7th, 1990. Around 40,000 people were coming in and out of this building every day for the 5 years it existed.
Okay.
So this building it basically consisted of north and south wings, and they were connected by an atrium.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and put a picture in the Discord.
It sounds very structurally sound, I gotta say.
Oh, yes. So the building was a flat slab structure, which is basically... How do I explain this?
It's basically like a square.
A square of concrete, basically.
Yeah, slab of concrete. Yeah, I guess.
Flat slab of concrete.
Gotcha.
But it didn't have any cross beams or a steel skeleton.
Okay, well, that's not very good for a slab of concrete, though. It kind of... Y'all, concrete actually does need that kind of support. I know people think, oh, it's concrete. Yes, but it does need support so that it can maintain its structure.
Yeah, if you see, like, a concrete wall, that's not just a solid... that's just not a solid foundation of concrete. That's a whole bunch of steel beams and rods inside.
Yeah, it helps it maintain that shape and that structure.
Yeah, exactly, Dax. Rebar. That's the word I couldn't think of.
Yeah, it's like a pie without the crust, yeah?
And, Bungie, I know exactly the floating walkway that you're talking about. I may save that for another Sunday. So...
Just gonna put that in our pocket for another Sunday.
Bungie, if you could... can you put that in the Discord so I don't forget? Sorry. So what that basically meant was there wasn't any way to transfer a structural load across the floor. So floors have a little bit of give whenever you're moving things across it.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to, like, completely take a load on one side, because that ruins everything. It gets way too heavy and the floor can't handle it. It's gotta have give. Everything needs to have give.
Your creaky stairs are creaky for a reason, everybody.
Yeah.
It's so that it distributes your weight.
Yeah. So, to allow for more floor space, Li Jun had the floor columns reduced from the required minimum safety requirement of 80 centimeters, and he reduced it to 60 centimeters.
Oh, fuck.
Why you come here?
So, the columns that were already spread out way too far were only 60 centimeters thick. And they were spaced 11 meters or 36 feet apart from each other to allow for more retail space. So,
For more Build-A-Bears.
So, guys, whenever a place has columns in it, they need to be closer together in order to distribute the weight from the floor above it.
Yeah.
If they're too far apart, then if any kind of weight is sitting in the middle, it's gonna make the ceiling dip in because the weight's not distributed evenly across the floor.
It's like if you've ever, like, strung some tarp across, like, two bars, and then it starts raining, and you notice how the middle of the tarp tends to dip?
Yep.
But then if you put another stick, like, underneath it, it helps distribute the water.
Yep.
So that then you just end up with water flowing out of the sides as opposed to falling through the center of the tarp. It's that same basic principle.
Yep.
Distribution's very important. I feel like that's a lesson we can be taking from all of these stories, is weight distribution is really, really important.
I slime with teeth. I'm talking about a department store falling apart due to incompetence.
In Seoul, South Korea, so, you know, we're just taking the opportunity to dunk on South Korea today.
I mean, we can't really do it to North Korea, not at the moment, because we don't know anything.
Yeah, we don't know a goddamn thing.
So anyway, so he separated out the columns 36 feet apart to allow for more retail space. And the thing with the columns is that there was a lot more weight on each column now than there would be if they were more frequent and close together.
Right.
So that column is a lot more likely to start piercing the ceiling.
Yeah. Because, like, it's a small pressure point.
Yep.
You ever been punched by somebody with a lot of fat on their knuckles, and yeah, you feel the impact, but then you get punched by somebody with bony knuckles, and it hurts a lot worse.
Yeah, it does.
It's the little pressure points, basically.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Good one.
So the 5th floor that was thrown on top,
Which we needed to have. It was very important.
it was originally meant to have a roller skating rink. In
With
order to-
Build-A-Bears?
It was meant to have the roller skating rink in order to comply with zoning regulations to prevent the entire building from being used and labeled as a department store.
I'm surprised they weren't like, let's do a bowling alley. It's like, nah, that's too many people. Izzy, thank you very much for the 6 months. That's actually 3. So we're actually at 20 subs, by the way, today. I don't know why it's not counting the resubs it's supposed to, but we're actually at 20 subs, so 30 more to reach our goal.
Ooh, I got someone following me on Twitter. Yay!
Yeah, please follow Kayla on Twitter.
I don't do much.
Follow Kayla on Twitter.
So, Li Jun, however, decided, I'm not gonna put a roller skating rink up there. I'm gonna put 8 restaurants instead.
So what, did he just like dress it up as a roller skating rink? Like make all the waiters wear roller skating disguises or some shit?
I don't fucking know.
They all they just like dragged cardboard cutouts of customers on roller skates across the floor with, this roller skating rink sure is fun, to fool
I don't
the zoning
fucking
people.
Like, the original construction company advised Li Jun that the structure could not support a 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
And they were immediately fired by Li
Right.
Jun, and another
Right.
company was hired to complete the extension of the structure. Hubris, my man. The
You
restaurant...
fool! In your hubris!
But wait, there's more.
Alright, Billy Mays, hit me.
The restaurant floor had a heated concrete base called ondol that had hot water pipes going through it.
No, bad idea, bad idea.
Which greatly increased the weight and thickness of the concrete slab on the rest of the structure.
Remember how we talked about things expand when under heat?
Yeah. Yeah. But wait, there's even more. This shit meant that the columns underneath were supporting 4 times the maximum weight they were designed to carry.
Wow.
But wait, there's more.
If anything, it's like a marvel of engineering and maybe just pure dumb luck that it didn't collapse like literally right after being built.
But wait, there's more. So the store also had 3 15-ton air conditioning units put on the roof of this 5th floor that already could not be supported.
Holy fucking shit.
Making a 45-ton load that was 4 times the design's limit.
Is there more?
But wait, there's more!
Yeah, I knew you were gonna pull another Billy Mays
In
on me.
1993, so about 3 years after this had opened, the air conditioning units were moved across the roof because of noise complaints by the neighbors. But you know, typically when you're moving these heavy things across a roof, if you ever see any construction sites, they use like cranes and shit to move them across the roof.
Yes, that's usually the smartest way
They
to do it.
dragged this shit across
They pulled a fucking Patrick's. We should dig up Bikini Bottom and
move
push it somewhere else.
Dude.
Oh, don't worry. We're gonna get into.
Oh,
the
don't worry.
aftermath.
We're gonna
Don't
get
worry.
into. We're gonna get
getting
into it.
I just make a lot of comments and stuff to sort of drag out the story a little more to make sure that we reach at least 3 hours of stream time.
Yeah. So the air conditioning units were dragged across this delicate roof, creating cracks. 'Cause of course it did.
Cracks are not very good for your structural stability.
So they were moved over to column 5E, and this was where the most visible cracks showed up in the ceiling of the 5th level before the incident happened.
Okay.
So most of the weight was over here. And the cracks got a lot worse because the columns supporting the 5th floor were not aligned with the ones supporting the floor below.
That's not good.
No, it is not. So the load of the 5th floor was even heavier and even less supported. So guys, whenever you have columns, you typically put them in the same place on each floor.
Yeah. Otherwise, the column on the upper floor does not have the reason why the columns on the bottom floor work is because they have the support of the fucking earth beneath them supporting the weight.
Yep.
And so you have to actually keep the columns running uniform the whole way up to maintain that support of the fucking earth.
Yeah. No, the ones on the 5th floor were just fucking scattered about and
Just wherever.
had giant AC units on top of one single column.
Yeah, but Lee Jun's aesthetic.
This fucking guy.
This fucking guy.
So the actual collapse itself,
Okay.
or at least leading up to the collapse.
How much money?
Where did they find these engineers? Oh, they had the fucking international ban on having other people come in and construct shit in South Korea at the time.
And also, Lee Jun had fired the people who told him that this was a bad idea.
Yeah, the 5th floor was not supposed to be there. It was only supposed to be 4-floor apartment buildings.
He wanted a department store instead.
So he slapped on a 5th floor, didn't put the columns in the same place as the other one, I assume because of aesthetic.
Threw a couple of Build-A-Bears in there and called it a day.
Yeah. So, leading up to the collapse, in April of 1995...
She scratched me, everyone. She assaulted me.
I mean, I have
Live
nails.
on stream.
I have the longest nails in the house.
She assaulted me live on stream.
Cracks appeared in the ceiling of the south wing's 5th floor, and Lee Jun and his staff were told this. All they did was move the merchandise in this area on the top level down to the basement. I don't know what day it was in April. All I have in my notes is April 1995. What is it with you and Build-A-Bear Bird?
Look! It's just... That's all you ever find in malls. It's just like Build-A-Bears.
How many malls have you been to?
A couple? It's like Build-A-Bear and GameStop.
Fair.
Yeah, I can't actually... Oh. It's Build-A-Bear, GameStop, and Cinnabon, and there's always going to be a food court.
No, there needs to be more Cinnabon. I do not see enough Cinnabon in malls.
And then there's a food court with shitty Chinese food that I still eat anyway.
I was about to say.
That I eat anyway because I am a deranged koala.
Every time me and James go to a specific mall, we always went to the Chinese place, but then they closed it down. They closed it down. So anyway, on June 29th, the number of cracks dramatically increased. So managers were closing off parts of the top floor. I assume to make sure that, you know,
so that way you
weren't
don't
gonna
fall
see
to your
it.
you don't fall to your death. You just get crushed to death.
No, it was mainly so customers wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
Management did not close the building, nor did they issue evacuation orders because they had a lot more customers in the building that day and they didn't want to miss the revenue.
Holy shit, Batman.
But wait, there's more.
I don't know why I'd say holy shit. That does not surprise me one little bit.
Wait, there is more.
All right, Billy Mays.
The executives left the premises as a precaution to save their own asses.
Of course they did. So yeah, y'all have fun. I'm gonna go and y'all keep on shopping. Everything's fine. I'm just gonna leave the building very, very quickly. For no reason. Just feel like getting some air. Just going for a little run.
So civil engineer experts were actually sent to inspect the structure, where they said in a simple look over that the building had a big risk of collapsing. That's just from eyeballing that shit.
And then they got fired?
They were ignored.
I mean, you know, potato.
Well, Li Jun couldn't fire them because they didn't.
I bet he tried to, though. I mean, like, you're fired. Like, I don't work for you, sir.
The facilities manager was examining the concrete slab in one of the restaurants on the 5th floor just a few hours before the collapse happened.
Oh, goody.
When he was doing this, what happened was...
Oh, God.
The vibration from the air conditioners was radiating through the cracks in the columns and making the cracks wider.
I saw that episode of CSI.
Yeah, the floor opened up more. Because the cracks got bigger. So 5 hours before the actual collapse happened, customers said they heard lots of loud bangs coming from the top floor. Again, because the vibrations were making the cracks bigger.
Wow.
Customers complained a lot about the vibration, enough that the air conditioning units were turned off. But the cracks were already over 10 centimeters wide, so it was already too late.
Y'all, if you are in a building and you feel it shaking, get the fuck out of the building. I'm not even joking right now. Get out of the building.
Yeah, so realizing that the collapse was actually inevitable, rather than evacuating everyone, an emergency board meeting was held. We gotta talk this shit out.
Let's
reach a compromise.
Let's open up a dialogue and have a conversation on this.
We need to compromise with the structural integrity. We need to reach a decision calmly.
We need to reach an agreement.
Yeah. We need to negotiate. So the directors told Li Jun that they should evacuate the customers, but Li Jun yelled, "We cannot evacuate the building," because he didn't want to lose the revenue. Because again, there was a lot more people than normal in the building.
So literally just because they were having a good sales day.
Yes. But wait, there's more! Li Jun left the building himself before the collapse due to the danger, but he did not tell his daughter-in-law, Chu Kyung-young,
holy fuck,
who was employed at one of the stores,
and one of the Build-A-Bears.
And she ended up getting trapped in the concrete and got rescued only days later.
I was about to ask if she died.
No, she thankfully got rescued.
Imagine dying for fucking Build-A-Bear.
There wasn't a goddamn Build-A-Bear!
But imagine dying for Build-A-Bear.
There was not a Build-A-Bear!
But imagine dying for Build-A-Bear. She's like, there was no fucking Build-A-Bear, Bird! Jesus Christ! Get over it!
So yeah, like, this dude saved his own ass, but he didn't even warn his daughter-in-law.
And then she, like, went on to Reddit onto that, just no in-laws, or just no mother-in-law, or just no father-in-law, and, was told that she was being gaslit, and that she needed to leave her marriage immediately, or go no contact with him, which actually would have been actually, that would have been the best advice.
Raging username is asking, are you one of those people who tried to make a sex bear and got banned for it?
Anyway!
Around 5 p.m., the 5th floor started to sink in, so store workers closed off all customer access to the 5th floor.
Okay.
Again, no formal evacuation order. Building was still open.
Okay.
Just still there. The department store had hundreds of shoppers inside in the hour before the collapse. And again, no evacuation order, no warning, no nothing. They just closed off the 5th floor. Because they thought that would fix everything, I guess. At 5:52 p.m.
Like, maybe we can ride this out and it'll hold for the rest of the shopping day, you know?
Probably. So at 5:52
Damn it.
p.m., cracking sounds began getting louder in the stores, enough to the point that workers were setting off alarms, and they themselves were trying to evacuate people, but it was too late.
It's like the Costa Concordia.
I was about to say, it's the Costa Concordia where the staff were trying to get people out into safety because management did nothing. Yeah, so, the roof gave way. Of course it did. Causing the 3 air conditioner units. Again, these things are like 15 tons each. So they fell and put more sudden stress on the already overburdened 5th floor weight. The 5th floor, that's a concrete slab full of hot water pipes. And then it's got this sudden harsh weight on it. The main...
Which, by the way, fun fact, that's also how karate... You ever see, like, a karate demonstration and they break boards? It's like, oh, that's so cool. It's actually because it's the sudden pressure in the center of the board that's not being supported. It's actually just physics. Anyone can do it. No joke. Anyone can do it. I say this as a person who has done it. I've broken concrete.
We have the concrete sitting in the house.
Yeah, I've broken concrete slabs before. It's actually not that hard. We only have the concrete slabs because Grandma wanted them. And I was like, okay. Fun fact, I'm actually a green belt, by the way. I had to stop to focus on theater, but I actually do want to go back to it. No joke.
After COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta, like, commit to it, is the thing. It's a mental block more than anything else. But yeah, so anyway, the air conditioning units earned their green belts.
The main columns, which were made small, again, the standard safety issue was 80 centimeters. These were only 60.
Making room for the Build-A-Bears.
And they were placed very far apart.
Making room for the Build-A-Bears.
God damn it. They were made small to make room for escalators. And they collapsed when this sudden weight fell, and the south wing just basically pancaked down into the basement.
Fucking hell. That's an express elevator.
Within 20 seconds, all columns in the south wing just completely gave way, instantly killing over 502 people.
Fucking shit, man.
And trapped over 1,500 in the rubble.
Good God.
Yeah. I included a before and after pic in the Discord.
Please join our Discord, by the way. You can see the link to our Discord by typing !Discord. Join our Discord because all the cool people hang out there. Thank you.
Are you done?
Build-A-Bear. We have no Build-A-Bears allowed in the Discord.
It's the 1990s. There wasn't a goddamn Build-A-Bear. Rescue and recovery. The rescue crews did show up within minutes with cranes and heavy moving equipment.
Okay, well, you know.
But wait, there's more. The mayor of Seoul Choi Byung-yo said the rescue would be called off due to fear the unstable remains of the store would collapse.
Oh no.
Protests broke out immediately, especially from friends and relatives of the people who were missing and still trapped in the fucking rubble.
The 1,500 of them?
Yeah, the 1,500 of them. And officials continued to look for survivors by using cables to steady the remains of the store.
The Build-A-Bears were fired by Lee Jun.
God damn it. At one,
See, slime with teeth gets it.
at one point, the Korea Telecom transmitted a signal every half hour to trigger cell phones and pagers survivors would have been carrying so that they could make it easier to find them.
That's actually a pretty clever tactic. I mean, as long as your cell phone / pager doesn't get crushed by the 15 tons of rubble that just pancaked down into the fucking basement.
Well, and that's just the air conditioner units.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, for over a week, construction crews were mainly focused on removing debris, and they were kind of making, like, cursory glances to check for victims as they went.
Let's just check for some, check for dead people while we're here.
Just in case.
Get the little shit from, the Sixth Sense out here.
Yeah. So 2 days after the collapse, some officials were already saying that anybody still in the building had already died.
Wow. How soon after the collapse?
Within 2 days.
You can make it 2 days. Come on.
So officials called for recovery efforts of bodies to be made rather than the rescue of survivors. Because again, they were just like, they're already dead.
Wow.
Yeah. So, survivors pulled from the wreckage claimed they were actually able to survive by drinking rainwater and water firefighters were using to suppress fires that had broken out.
Yeah, so they were like, hey, y'all, they were literally pulling a Monty Python. I'm not dead yet!
Yeah.
I actually feel like I might go for a walk. You're not fooling anyone.
They also reported that others who were trapped had died via drowning from the rain or the water.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that'll get you is, that's why, really any type of engineering disaster is so terrifying to me is, like, it's the being trapped and drowning.
Yeah, because they were, like, partially crushed by the concrete, because again, this whole building was like concrete with no supports.
Yep.
So they didn't have rebar sticking out of them, they just had a whole bunch of, big slabs of concrete crushing their legs.
Mm-hmm.
And
no real way to like lever that off.
Yeah, they couldn't get it off of them, and if they were face down and the rain was coming down, they were drowning.
Ugh.
Drowning in like 9 inches of water.
Oh god, that's like my. I'm actually. Fun fact about me, y'all. I'm actually legitimately very, very terrified of drowning.
Same.
It is like my worst fucking nightmare. Any death where I can't breathe is really terrifying to me.
Okay, on top of the Subnautica facecam stream, we need to make you play Drowning Simulator.
Oh god. Ugh. Ugh.
So, the last person to be rescued...
We'll add that to the Subnautica Facecam stream. Like, we'll torment you with Subnautica, and then at the end of the stream, I'll do Drowning Simulator.
Yeah. Yeah, ironic that some of the people survived because there wasn't rebar. But the situation wouldn't have happened if there was rebar.
How much? I know what the sub goal right now says, but we're actually 30 subs away from the Subnautica Facecam stream. I'm gonna fail at this again because I suck at this.
So, the last person to be rescued was 19-year-old Park Seung-hyun, and they were pulled 17 days after the collapse.
Good lord.
And they only had a few scratches on them.
Wow!
So, again, officials were saying, like, 2 days after this shit happened, oh, everyone's dead. We're just looking out for bodies at this point. And this person survived for 17 days.
Yeah, I've almost drowned before too, Phoenix. It was really fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I've almost drowned like 2 or 3 times.
It's like, Like, I mean, I'm pretty open about the fact that I'm an avid participant in BDSM, but like I have made it very clear to anyone that I ever do BDSM with that breath play is an absolute hard no. Under absolutely no circumstances. Like, it took, like, me and Ashley actually had to be together for like almost 2 years before I'd even let her like put her hand anywhere near my throat. That's how much it freaks me out.
James actively asks me to choke him.
Well, you know, that's good for him, and I'm glad he enjoys it, but, like, it's just, and even then, she never puts any pressure. It's more like just like a dominant, my hand is here type of thing.
Yeah, I could never be into that. I've nearly drowned at least 2 or 3 times because I would go to the beach with Mom, and I'd just be out in the ocean, and then I would get swept away by the waves.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I would get so tired I couldn't, like, stay above water. But luckily, every time, like, usually a couple of guys would just be out there either surfing or they were strong swimmers, and they would come get me and save me.
Yeah. You kind of make it sound like Mom was trying to kill you, I'm not gonna lie. Kayla's just like, I have no response for this.
Still better than Dad.
Mm. Mom's actually a really strong swimmer.
Yeah, she is.
Anyway,
so we move on to the investigation as to what happened.
Mm-hmm.
There was initial speculation that the building came down due to a gas explosion or a possible terrorist attack from North Korea.
It might have been a terrorist attack from North Korea. It definitely was not a terrorist attack from North Korea because, you know, the thing is, if it was a terrorist attack from North Korea, it would have been basically like a dog walking out with some sort of, like, not even a bomb, just like a little firecracker.
So they realized that shit wasn't plausible because the building collapsed down and in, so it couldn't have been an explosion because explosions go up and out, as we discussed with the crash at Crush.
Right. And also that explosion at the Texas high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been the jet fuel again. Oh, God. Oh, wait, but there were no steel beams! Oh, shit!
Oh, shit!
Debunking the 9/11 conspiracy theorists.
Okay. So,
yeah, North Korea was just North Korea was just like, I don't know, fucking sitting in a goddamn pool of their own shit.
They were sitting back with popcorn waiting for that thing to fall.
No, they were like sitting in a pool of their own shit, just like playing with it because the great leader told them to do so, and people were like, North Korea just looks up like, what? We didn't do it. What? What did we do?
So since they realized it couldn't be an explosion, they focused on structural failure.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought that poorly laid foundation and unstable ground caused it to fall. And the rubble investigation, to be fair, it did reveal that there was substandard concrete mix made with seawater used for the ceilings and the walls.
Yeah, you can't do that, y'all. You can't put seawater in concrete. It does cause less stable concrete.
They eventually found it was an incorrectly applied usage of the flat slab construction technique that we talked about earlier. So flat slab construction, it uses columns to support floor slabs rather than, you know, using beams for support. To compensate, the area around the columns needs to be reinforced and placed appropriately to support the weight. Otherwise, columns that are too narrow can punch and pierce through the slabs.
Yeah, remember when we talked about the, you know, small pressure points and all that jazz? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
a fun fact, that's also why you'll see in, like, some anime, some characters will have, like, very, very thin needles that they fight with. It's because, you know, they can pierce a lot more easily. So, you know. Just in case you've ever been wondering about what's going on in Naruto, I actually have no idea what the fuck
I was
is going
about to
on
say,
in
you've
Naruto.
never seen Naruto.
I used to read the manga, no joke.
Because you got the Shonen Jump mainly for the Dragon Ball Z, and Naruto just happened to be there.
Well, yeah, but still. There was a character that had like really, really long, like they looked like toothpicks, but they were like bamboo skewers, and that was how he would kill people.
I'm talking about a South Korean disaster. We're not turning this into an anime stream.
Okay.
Eh.
I don't really have a response to that, so, you know.
So, they continued to do research, and they found some shit.
Found some serious shit.
Again, the columns were 60 centimeters rather than the required 80 centimeters thick. The fuck?
Birdie! Birdie, birdie,
See, that
birdie.
window broke because of the small surface area.
Yeah,
of their beak.
actually, yeah. Birdie, birdie, birdie.
Come looking for me, Sylvia Crystal. Some trouble at home? She quit her job? Huh. What the hell is this all about?
The Rank 2 match will be at Destroy Stadium. Aren't I a hard-working girl? Huh. Not the basics.
Aren't I a hard-working girl?
Okay, Sylvia. Only 2
She's
more
French,
to
give
go.
her a break.
I'm going
No.
all the way. That's a promise.
Yes, that is the goal, to go all the way.
Kitty! So, they had also found that there were only 8 reinforcement bars embedded in the concrete slabs rather than the required 16. So it's a thing of they did not have near as much rebar as needed to support the structure.
Well, rebar costs money.
Steel reinforcements meant to strengthen the concrete floor were placed 10 centimeters from the top instead of 5 centimeters, reducing the strength of the structure by an additional 20%.
Oh, goody. Fun times.
So basically, an unneeded floor with extra heavy equipment concentrated on a small area of column led to the puncture and the collapse. Because again, he threw
All the shit
on
he
the
was-
5th floor just cuz to make his dick seem bigger.
And also for the Build-A-Bear.
God damn it.
all of the shit that he was literally warned about.
Yeah,
Every single fucking thing that he was warned about.
pretty much.
Great.
So, further research, the trigger happened about 2 years before the collapse, and that was the movement of the AC units.
Right, because that caused the initial cracks.
Yeah, so again, the 3 AC units were moved due to noise complaints from the neighbors, and managers of the building, they saw and noticed the cracks when they were dragging these things across the roof, but instead of lifting the heavy units with a crane, they put them on rollers instead of just pushing Bikini Bottom somewhere else.
We're gonna roll Bikini Bottom somewhere else. It's brilliant!
But see, using rollers further destabilized the surface.
Oh, yeah.
So, when you're pushing just an AC unit straight across the roof, it's just the weight of the AC unit, this nice little square moving across. But when you put it on rollers, then it's 4 different areas taking a lot more weight rolling across a roof instead of one singular smooth distribution of weight.
Remember all that discussion we've been having about small pressure points?
Yeah.
How do I get into this? I thought this would be the opening, but apparently it's not.
So, the cracks formed in the roof slabs on the main support columns, and those basically started going down, meaning that column 5E took a direct hit that was big enough to form cracks in the position connecting the 5th floor restaurants.
It was
They got cracks exactly where they shouldn't have had them.
Oh god, it was a perfect storm.
Yeah, so what this means is that each time the AC units were turned on, the vibrations radiated through the cracks, reaching the support columns, making the cracks wider over a course of 2 fucking years.
That's usually how these things, a lot of times, that is how these things happen. It's like not paying attention, and then it's like, oh, well, everything's working out because nothing bad happened, but like it just needs a little bit of time.
Yeah, the inspectors were literally like, it was only a matter of time before this whole building collapsed because you moved the AC units. Yeah, they said it didn't matter if you turned off the AC units the day it happened. Shit was already fucked.
Right. Oh, neat. I figured out the jump.
Only took you this long.
They only just now told it to me.
So the trial.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's like trials.
Oh yeah, there's still like a page and a half of notes.
Ooh, fun times.
So the trial. Li Jun, this chuckle fuck, made a statement that his main concern was that the collapse of the store did not only harm customers, but it greatly inflicted financial damage to the company.
It's like the lady from Costa Concordia. I would like to say this is the second time that I died. The first time when I took the crush from my psychological brain. And now again, I die again today because people find things I want to keep secret. That is an actual quote, Twitch. You cannot come at me for that. That was an actual quote from this woman.
You can find the interview on YouTube.
Yeah, the interview is available on YouTube. I highly recommend looking it up. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so Li Jun got a lot of fucking shit for this statement.
Mm-hmm.
And on December 27th, 1995, he was found guilty of criminal negligence, and he was given a prison sentence of 10.5 years. The prosecutors originally asked for 20 years, but it was reduced to 7.5 years on appeal. But he did serve time in jail.
I mean, what's South Korean jail like? Does anyone know?
I don't know. Li Jun died...
On a scale of, like, Norway to Mexico, how bad are those jails?
So, Li Jun died on October 4th, 2003, mere months after he got out of prison, due to complications from diabetes, high blood pressure, and kidney disease. So he did. And Li Jun's son
and even the Build-A-Bears could not save him.
Li Jun's son and CEO of the department store, Lee Han-song, got 7 years for accidental homicide and corruption.
Okay. And his daughter-in-law danced on his grave, possibly.
So, again, he served his full 7 years, and he got released in 2002.
Okay.
And he began working as an evangelist in Mongolia.
I beg your fucking pardon.
He began working as an evangelist in Mongolia.
Okay.
Gotta find a way to make that money. Why not use religion?
Makes sense, I guess.
I mean, if I had less morals, I'd do it.
Yeah, honestly, the only thing that keeps me from just, like, becoming an evangelical preacher literally is just my morals. Like, I could not live with myself conning people out of that much money.
Yeah. So, city official Lee Chung-woo, chief administrator for the area, he was sentenced to 3 years for bribery.
Okay.
Hwang Cho-min, a former chief of the area, he was also sentenced to 10 years for accepting a bribe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, people did serve in jail for this.
That genuinely shocks me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, a lot of officials, as well as store executives and members from the company that completed the construction, they also got jailed and sentenced.
Wow.
Compensation.
Oh yeah, let's get to the money. Enough with all that shit. Let's take a trip to the money zone.
So families of victims originally wanted about $361,000 in compensation.
Uh-huh.
But the city of Seoul only agreed to give each family $220,000, arguing they couldn't afford to pay any more.
Wow. Like, you want compensation? Go to America, and then America's like, man, leave us out of this. We don't do that shit either.
Okay, actually, there is a little bit of a silver lining.
Okay.
Do I need to wait until you're done with this?
Sorry, they were just going crazy with the guns for a second there. Oh, I fucking get out of my way, everybody.
So, 2 months after the incident, Li Jun and his son Lee Han-sung jointly signed and submitted a memo to Seoul and offered their entire wealth to compensate the families of the victims.
Wow!
So as a result, the Sampoong construction company ceased to exist.
Okay.
So whenever Seoul wouldn't fulfill the full compensation the victims were looking for, Lee Jun and his son just gave all of their wealth to them as compensation. Which is more than you see from some of the American bullshit here.
Stop shooting me!
Stop soaking up bullets!
Yeah. Anyway.
So the settlement had 3,293 cases, and about $300 million were paid to the families. And this was all taken care of and completed by the end of 2003.
When was the collapse again?
1995.
Okay.
So it took about 8 years to get everything settled, get everyone paid, and get all the lawsuits taken care of.
Okay.
So, reaction and today. So, originally, this was a source of huge public outrage.
Understandably.
And there were months of public demonstrations in the streets of Seoul.
Right. Part of that was because, now a lot of them were there because they were really upset by everything that had happened. Some of them were just there to flex on North Korea that they were allowed to peacefully protest without being executed in the streets. Just want to clarify that for everybody. But most of them were there for the victims. It was just like, oh my god, dude. So, yeah. So, okay, so there were demonstrations and protests.
So, there was still an economic and construction boom happening in Seoul after this, even though, you know, the Olympics had long passed.
At this point, it was like, the Olympics in reality are like a gateway drug. You know? It's just like, it gives you a taste for industrial, economic boom.
Yeah, so... so there was still, like, a huge construction boom, but this time there were safety requirements being reviewed. What they already had in place, they were reviewing them and being like, okay, what can we add on to our safety requirements to make sure this never happens again? Mm-hmm. And this whole issue also revealed a shitload of corruption happening among city officials.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm actually just kind of surprised that we're hearing an aftermath where, like, it was like, yeah, and then people, like, fucking learned their lesson and realized, oh shit, there's a lot of corruption, we should do something.
Yeah. So this collapse happened in 1995. The remains of the store were demolished after the collapse, and they stayed vacant until 2000. The families of the victims, they originally requested that a memorial be built on the site, but it was opposed by the Seochu district government.
Okay. Why?
I assume because they just didn't want it there.
He's like, just not
I
there.
assume it's the same thing that's happening right now with the homeless shelter in our town.
Yeah, not in my backyard.
Yeah, basically. The Seoul Metropolitan Government actually had to step in and mediate discussions between these two groups because shit was getting heated.
I've already had one building collapse, everyone. We don't need another one. Everyone just calm down.
Yeah, the memorial did end up getting built. It was just built elsewhere. And the land that the store was once on was sold off to a private developer.
Okay.
So, the site is now home to a luxury apartment complex, what it was originally going to be. Acro Vista Apartments.
Jesus Christ.
So we came full circle.
Well, we'll only come full circle if it becomes a landfill after that.
It was constructed in 2004 after about 3 years of work on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking kill those baseball players there.
Why?
Because of the fucking guns.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm getting so goddamn tired of this.
I know, right? Imagine how I feel.
Be better.
I'm trying!
So, the Yangji citizens forest made a sculpture in memory of the collapse. A 12-meter-high marble memorial designed by Kim Bong-gu and funded by the Sampoong group as part of their compensation. So not only did they give away their entire fortune to compensate the families, but they're the ones who funded the memorial for the building.
Wow, that's... Huh.
It's weird seeing people, like, take responsibility for their actions, isn't it?
And, like, to just, like, do it, not necessarily be forced into doing it.
Win, and you will be second in rank.
I included a picture of the memorial in the Discord.
Is it at least tastefully done?
Yes, actually.
When you are ready, head inside. Good luck, Travis. Trust your force.
Second to last, second to last boss, I guess. Or, at the very least, number 2 in the ranks.
Well, I've basically gone through all the research I've done for today, but I will mention that there's one depiction of the disaster that isn't the main focus, and it's not a documentary, but it is very well adapted in a South Korean film called Traces of Love.
Oh.
I actually have that on my watch list.
Cool.
Yep.
I started this thinking, oh, let's dunk on South Korea. Now it's like, oh, okay, well, shitty businessmen in South Korea are still better than shitty businessmen in...
Yeah, I fucking tricked you, didn't I?
You did trick me, yeah.
Proud of myself.
I don't blame you for that.
I was just kind of like, bitch, you fucking think.
I did think. And that was where I went wrong.
I was about to say that was your downfall.
Do y'all want us to do No More Heroes 2 after this?
Oh yeah,
After we finish, because we will finish this eventually.
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh shit. Fucking hell!
Hi.
Kayla's just like, I have the weirdest boner.
What a day.
I'm surprised you don't hear a thump over here.
Fucking thirsty. Hold on a sec.
What's our safe word? Guys, what's our safe word?
Damn, that's smooth. I feel alive again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that What the Fuck Sundays is gonna always involve narration from Kayla about,
I guess I've made it a thing now.
Yeah.
Seriously, no matter how many I kill, it's all the same. They're all going to pay. Yeah, with their fucking lives.
Excuse me?
Bad girl.
You have no right to look at me like that. It's just a job. The daily grind.
You're no assassin. You're just a perverted killing maniac.
Dude, Travis, you must be nice from that glass house.
Yeah.
Better than me. You think you're hot shit. Who the fuck do you think you are? Come on!
Our safe word is Build-A-Bear.
Yeah. Look, I just want to make sure that we all knew the safe word, okay?
Alright, while she's doing this, I know we have the tragedy topics in the Discord. Is there anything in particular someone wants me to cover? Because, I mean, I could just go ahead and make my list for next Sunday now.
Let me adjust the volume.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Hope y'all have been having fun.
Yeah. I mean, I had fun. I don't know about you people.
Fuck you mean you people?
People who enjoy hearing about tragedies?
Fair enough. Dodge!
Oh, so guys, I don't know if I'll be available on April 11th for What the Fuck Sunday.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that's my anniversary.
Oh, no, that's totally fine. We will do something. We will still have fun. We'll hang out, you and me, chat. We'll still have fun.
Okay. I mean, I'll still be here next Sunday. It's just the Sunday after that I'm gonna be out having a picnic.
When do you get your second dose? By the way, fun fact, both of us have had our first doses for the magical COVID juice.
Not until about the 15th or the 16th, but James is gonna reserve like a spot in a park for us to just be together.
Aww.
And we're gonna go have a little picnic and watch a movie on my laptop and just be together.
Aww.
Yeah. Nice and gay. Thank you, RJ. Okay.
Oh no, she's faking it. Damn it! Ah! Ah! Stop it! Stop it! Safe word! Safe word! Broccoli! Broccoli!
Grandma's gotten both of her doses.
Yeah, Grandma's got both of her doses, so. Oh fuck, I guess I wasn't supposed to go anywhere near her. God damn. She wrecked me.
Good job.
Safe word is Build-A-Bear, yeah.
Alright, I'll do the Cape Cod Disaster as requested by Rose.
I'm dodging! Why won't you dodge, Travis? Jesus.
Okay, and I promised the walkway. And I kind of talked about the walkway collapse, like, very briefly, but I want to do some actual research and give you guys a full scope of what happened.
What's the walkway collapse? Like, just, like, the cliff notes?
There was a Hyatt Regency hotel, they had a glass walkway, it fall.
glass fall.
Yeah, it happened in Kansas City, Missouri. Oh, it was 2 walkways collapsing. Into a dance being held in the lobby.
Oh god!
A lot of people died.
Jesus Christ, I believe it. What kind of a dance was it?
A tea dance.
A what?
I don't know. Yeah, there's video footage of it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's what really gets freaky whenever you start getting into more modern day shit, is you have like live streams and videos of
the
it.
South Korean ferry, that's it. Okay. Yeah, the seawall. Sorry about that, because yeah, I forgot what it was called.
Stop throwing your gimps at me, you little bitch!
Okay, so it looks like the sinking of the seawall, including rescue divers and emergency workers, 306 dead.
Oh.
So I'll be happy to do some research about that. And again, there's video of kids who were in the ferry taking video to record, telling their parents that they love them.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Is in 2014.
And then, like, a lot of them died.
Oh yeah.
That was the one where that captain just, like, pieced out and left the rest of them, right?
Yep. That captain was a little bitch.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not of the idea that a captain should die if his ship, like, hits an iceberg or something. I'm actually not a person who believes that, you know, captains should, without fail, go down with the ship. But I do think that captain should be the last to leave the ship. You know?
Yeah. There was one captain who refused to get off the boat.
Yeah, they were just like, dude, fucking leave, man. Serious.
No, I need to die here. And the captain of the other ship, I'm pretty sure he was basically just like, you can kill me if you want, just get off the boat.
Yeah, they were just like, and it was the other ship's fault anyway. It wasn't even the captain that was gonna go down. Go down. That one, it wasn't even his fault. No.
But he's like, I'm gonna die here. And the crew had to drag him off of the ship.
Yeah, they were just like, dude, no! I'm not fighting another boss, okay? Like, you're kind of crazy, but, like, you give good benefits, so, you know.
Is it a home run, though?
Not if she doesn't hit me, I don't think. She is really hard, by the way, just FYI.
Well, I mean, she's number 2.
Yeah, but still, Jesus Christ. Wish I'd taken a stool softener before this. That's how hard this number 2 is.
Get out of this goddamn house.
No, absolutely not. Oh, she gonna set her bat on fire. Yep. Ah, what a firebrand, eh? Nope, 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 nope. I'm not falling for that trick. Fuck no, bitch, not happening. I'm gonna jerk off while you cry.
You can do it, Bird. I believe
I'm
in
gonna
you.
try my hardest. Ugh. I hate this. I do hate this RNG element to the fighting.
You mad, bro?
Kind of, yes. Very much so. Thank you for asking. No, 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 no. Get away from her when she falls down. I only needed to fall for that one time. Number 2 is really hard. Need more fiber. Nope. I'm always chill. Oh, I get it because my name is Lucha.
God damn it, Bird.
What? Come on. Come on. Nope. Not falling for it. Not falling for it.
Come on, Bird.
I'm trying. Come on! No!
No, 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 no.
God, I could use some health.
I mean, we could all use things in this life.
I know, it's good to want things. The soul-crushing despair of having everything that you want dashed against the rocks. It's character building.
Yeah. See, you get it.
I do get it, yeah. No! Fuck. Ow.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I think I'll be alright. Come on!
You can do it.
I'm trying my hardest. Got her! Woo!
There you go.
I did it, everyone! I killed a tiny little lady with a flaming bat. I feel like, oh man.
Girls need spankings.
Alright.
I'm a bad girl.
Yeah, I feel like we made this weird. You made it weird, Travis. Man, she is still wailing on us when she's bleeding out of her abdomen. God damn, this bitch is like insane.
I will never lose.
I give up. You win.
Yes, I've won.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, sure, honey.
Oh, the hollow victory, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like that hole in your abdomen.
Yeah. He's just like, what the fuck just happened? I made a lady donut. Or a lady kebab.
Is that what Krispy Kreme is giving away for free?
Yeah, by the way, if you show your vaccine card at Krispy Kreme
In America.
you get a free donut. Just FYI.
Every day for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Which is pretty dope.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad. I mean, I'm mad that we don't live near a Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
On behalf of Sylvia Crystal, I am here to tell you that you are now officially ranked second.
Great, where's Sylvia?
That was a close one. Almost didn't make it.
It was a fine fight, sir.
Shit, that was close.
Hey, are you dead?
Yeah, Dax, we're being serious. Krispy Kreme said if you show them that you're vaccinated, they will give you one free donut every day for the rest of 2021.
I mean, like I said, I dig it. It's a way to kind of encourage people to
If it
get their
encourages people to
vaccines.
get the goddamn vaccine, I don't care.
Yeah, honestly, same. It's like, that's fine. It's fine. If it gets more people to get their vaccines, then yes. Alright, we are very close to being ranked #1.
Yay!
And I think after this, we'll just go ahead and start No More Heroes, too.
Okay.
So. Yeah, I managed to get my first dose, so now it's like, hi, motherfuckers, now you gotta dose me.
Yeah.
Now you gotta give me my second dose.
You joke, Izzy.
I know, it's like you joke, but
It's legit. That's how they do it.
let's get the game saved. And then we are going to find someone to raid, so everyone please stick around. Thank you all very, very much for coming out and watching me flail about at this game while Kayla talks about engineering disasters.
Hopefully I was interesting enough.
It was very interesting. I thought you did a good job.
Yay.
Hi. We're sorry to inform you that your video membership will be revoked until you return one of our videos. It's titled French Maid Cafe Spilled Coffee. Please return it soon.
I said, please, just give us back our fucking video, please.
Good morning, Mr. Touchdown. I wish you a pleasant journey.
Alright, that's ominous as fuck.
It's a game where you hunt down assassins. What'd you expect?
Next entry fee is $550,000. Kitty! Alright, everybody. Oh, I do hope that you've all had a good time. I hope that you enjoyed yourselves. Like I said, stick around. We are going to raid someone. I do hope that you guys had a fantastic time. I had a really good time. This was really fun. I enjoyed this a lot.
I had fun showing off the research I did.
You did a lot of really good research. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. Oh, let's go, I'm gonna send you to Miss Scarlet. It's been a while since I last raided her. So, /raid. Let me just make sure that I spelled that correctly. Yeah. Alright. Thank you guys for coming out. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be starting Devil May Cry 3. So if you want to watch me flail about even more. Kayla won't be joining us for that one, but it'll just be me, you, and whatever the fuck is going on in this goddamn series. I have no clue what's... I've played 2 of them by now, and I have no fucking clue what's happening.
I don't fucking know.
Something about demons, I don't know.
Oh.
Anyway. Thought I spelled it correctly.
Tanager.
Tanager. It's not a Tanger outlet. Alright. Y'all have a good one. I am really, thank you all very much for coming by and for giving us support. I really do appreciate it.
Yee.
We are 30 subs away from that, Subnautica stream. Subnautica to terrify Kayla, and then Drowning Simulator to terrify me. So thank you all very much for coming out. Please join that raid. What's the raid message? Strawberry on the shortcake is the raid message.
Strawberry on the shortcake.
Strawberry on the shortcake, in all caps, is the raid message.
Yeah.
So please join that raid, and y'all just...
Build a bear!
Oh yeah, build a bear, that's it, build a bear! Build a bear is the raid message.
Sorry.
Alright, thank you guys so much for coming out, really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye!
Bye!